There we go. So, yo, what up for you guys watching this on the YouTube replay? In 30 minutes, we're going to get earnings from so many companies, and a lot of these stocks are ones that I own. So, I'll quickly go over the list, and I'll be going over this a little later as well. But the most important ones I kind of ordered in here. It's Google, Tesla, IBM, T-Mobile, ServiceNow, Chipotle, O'Reilly, United Rentals, and then some other stocks. I actually want to talk about Mattel. This is a really interesting company you've probably never heard of, and then QuantumScape as well. But I'll show you my Google position. Ooh, Google's almost green on the day. Also show you my T-Mobile position. I have 5 shares of T-Mobile, so we'll see how this does going into earnings today. They're implying a huge move. A huge move in stock price, so that'll be fun to watch. Yo, Two Trick, how's it going, brother? Good to see you. So yeah, T-Mobile reports, IBM, Tesla will watch, and let me show you the other stocks that I own in here. So here's my shares at Google. I own 19 shares at Google, and we're up 18% on them. So if we look at them on the month, Google's been crushing it on the 1 month. They're up 15%. Hey, what's up, Danny? Yes, sir. Good to see you, homie. What up, Gio? Oh yeah, we'll look at NEE too. They reported earnings this morning. So yeah, here's my Robinhood portfolio, by the way. We're at, I think, a new all-time high today, which is pretty cool. We're up 9.95% year to date. And if we go and look at our Roth IRA as well, I'll show you how the new positions are doing. If y'all remember, I just bought 3 new stocks, and wow, they're doing great today. These are the 3 new ones I bought: GHM, DCTH, and TSSI. And here's my total percent change on them, if it'll load here. So yeah, we're still down on DCTH, but TSSI is up 25%. So yeah, that's a cool update on our Roth IRA. I think we also hit a new all-time high here today. Yeah, pretty cool. So yeah, I'll also show you my Moomoo portfolio. We had a company report earnings in here today, and that was Amphenol Group. So if you're wondering, like, what's up with this weird candlestick, that's because they reported earnings. They went up and then they fell. So right now they're chilling out though, down 1% on the day. So nothing too terrible, but there was a lot of volatility today on Amphenol Group, and that's been one of our bigger winners as well. So yeah. Those are the earnings for today, and those report earnings in 30 minutes. So until then, we're going to be looking at some of your guys' stocks. So yeah, if you guys got any stocks you're going to look at, let me know. I did want to go ahead and cover NextEra Energy. Dang, look at Here's the losers today. Open Door. I've been saying, please stay away from this stock. Enphase Energy, I think they reported earnings. Texas Instruments down 13. So yeah. Oh, but then there's NextEra Energy right here. So this is the largest utility play right now. So they actually have a pretty nice dividend. They're in the S&P 500, and they basically own all of Florida for their utility. So Florida Power and Light, that's 63% of the business, and that's how much is that in annual revenue for them? So it was 17 billion of revenue for them in 1 year. So just crazy. So yeah, also the dividend's pretty cool here. A 2.91% dividend yield. But let me see what their earnings were. So they missed on revenue. They beat on net income, but missed on EBITDA. So it was like a mixed result. So they were yeah, the revenue didn't go up as much as expected. So, but the net income came in really strong there. So that is good news. Yeah, 2025 Q2. You wait that, yeah, there was a little one-time adjustment, but still, I like that company as a dividend play. Remember IXHL? What up, BB? So IXHL. I wanted to also show you another stock that I own real quick. $94 million company. I'd be careful with this one. But hey, look at that. It's had an insane recovery. So congrats if you own this one before today. And I want to go and share with you a new stock that reports earnings today. I thought I'd share it with you guys because it's a pretty interesting stock. So this is Mattel, M-A-T, and I just checked I literally just did research on this company right before I started the live stream. But here's what they own. This company owns Barbie doll, Hot Wheels, Fisher Price toys, Thomas and Friends, Uno. So a lot of like toys and stuff like that. And they get a lot of licensing revenue, but they've kind of been struggling recently. There's no revenue growth. Revenue's only up 2%. The net income went negative in the most recent quarter. So I just know that they had made a lot of royalties and stuff from the Barbie movie. Actually, I don't think I would buy this stock, but they report earnings today. So yeah, this whole watch list, every stock you see right here, QS, United Rentals, O'Reilly, Chipotle, ServiceNow, T-Mobile, Google, Tesla. Google and Tesla are the huge mega caps. IBM, they're all reporting earnings today. Oh, and here's another stock I'm really thinking about buying, and it's at all-time highs, but I think that's okay. This is the company that makes a lot of the silicone for like the chips and stuff. And basically what I like to look at is the net income. The net income is kind of starting to rocket. It's up 75% year over year. The revenue's up 50%. So revenue's up 50, net income's up 75. They're growing their margins, 30% net margins. So this is an interesting company with a very strong balance sheet. So I see why that one's at all-time highs. Um, let me. All right, so let's see here. I'm up 300. Yo, that's what's up, man. That's crazy. Um, Oopsie. There we go. Yo, uh-oh, dang, TikTok's coming after my stream. Hey, make sure if you want to support me, go watch the video from my YouTube stream. Oh, and check this out. So first off, this company reported earnings this morning. This is ticker symbol CALM, Calmain, and this is the largest chicken egg producer in the US. And so this is crazy that they're up 13% on the day. So I had like um a report on them that I wrote down. Basically, they were able to raise prices by like 31% year over year on their chicken eggs. The net income exploded. They also announced a $2.70 dividend. So this stock's at a new all-time high, ticker symbol CALM. That one's really interesting. Jackson said, which stocks have earnings? All these right here, Google, Tesla, IBM. Yo, Adrian, what's up, brother? He said QBTS. Yeah, man, that's the quantum play. QBTS. Let's check this one out real quick. And yo, Jeff Mack, Joe is, what's up, man? Hope you're having a good day too. And it was a good day. And what up, German? Good to see you, brother. So here's D-Wave Quantum. Yeah, this is, the main momentum mover for the quantum industry. And look at that. They're up 14% on the day, pretty much to a new 52-week high. So yeah, I know you own this one, Adrian. So you must be doing great on that position. I do think that one is overvalued. Just in terms of market cap to revenue, like it's pretty highly valued. I wouldn't buy that one, but I know you're doing great on them. Oh, they have earnings next week. That's interesting too. Some good European stocks. I have Novo and ASML. Yeah, so check this out. Ticker symbol NVO. This is a cool company, and earnings are in 20 minutes, by the way. So in 20 minutes, we'll see all the earnings reports. Google, Tesla, and some of these other cool stocks. And Jeff Mack, yeah, MAT might be a long-term play based on the Marvel sequel movies in 3 years. Yeah, that is interesting because I know they made a lot of royalties and stuff like licensing out like stuff from that. So Novo Nordisk right here. This is the company that is the weight loss prescription. They own Ozempic. So if you've heard of that before, it's like a weight loss prescription. They own that, and that's what 95% of their revenue is. And it's really just exploded their profits right here. Like, look at this net income right here. I mean, they're making 3-4 billion of net income every single quarter. So pretty crazy. And if we go to the dividend, they have a nice dividend, 2.3% yield on them. So yeah, that's what's cool about NVO. They also trade at a pretty fair PE. I mean, look at that, a 19 PE. That's not like ridiculously expensive for Ozempic. But one thing I did read from Morningstar Research that the patent for Ozempic actually expires in a couple years, like in 2027. So that is one risk you got to be careful with. So yeah, another company I forgot to mention that reports earnings today, which is a huge position for me, is ticker symbol URI, United Rentals. I have $4,000 in this company. It's a pretty large position for me, so I am really excited to see what they do. I am up 29% on them already, so hopefully they'll pay off some debt and stuff like that. Uh, let's see here. What do you think of ARM? Yeah, dude. NVIDIA owns a lot of this company. Actually, let me pull up the NVIDIA watch list real quick because this is really interesting right here. NVIDIA portfolio. Yeah, if we look at their second largest holding, it's actually ARM. So NVIDIA does own a little bit of ARM, but this is just such a great company. They actually make a ton of money from royalties. Like actually, if I just scroll out to right here, it should show me. Maybe it won't. Um, Dude, it's like they changed how they showed the revenue. But yeah, 70% of the revenue came from their royalty revenue, and then 30% came from their license and other revenue. So yeah, that's really cool. They make a lot of these high margin royalties. We can see where the revenue comes from. And yo, Lucky Vone, thanks so much for the rose there, brother. I appreciate that. So yeah, if we go to their net income though, they're making a boatload of net income, like 200 million every single quarter. So that's what's pretty cool about them. And yo, give me 1 sec. I got it in the TikTok stream, but I'm gonna reset it in a minute here. So stay right back. Stay here. Way back. But let's see here. Yeah, TikTok is not happy with me right now. So let's see. OKE stock. We'll check that one out. And I want to look at United Rentals. So let's see. OKE, one OK, I think is what this company is called. A $50 billion company trading at a pretty fair PE. Look, they might be in the oil and gas industry. Oh yeah, so check this out. They're in LNG, refined products. So yeah, it's a natural gas company. So all the revenue comes from the U.S. Let's see right here, net income. Yeah, dude, they're printing money. Look at that, 700 million to a billion of net income every quarter. Huge dividend as well. Look at that. They have a 5% yield, only an 80% payout ratio. So that's what's kind of cool about these natural gas oil companies. You get the nice dividend, and they can afford it too. So yeah, hey, what up, Daniel? And spread the wealth. Should I YOLO my Tesla call? Yeah, dude, we get Tesla earnings in 20 minutes. We get Tesla earnings, Google, IBM, T-Mobile, Chipotle, all the stocks on the screen. QuantumScape, QuantumScape, real quick, I'll talk about this one. They're trading like an MP Materials. This is still a revenue-less company. Like if I go to the revenue right here, it says zero because they've never sold anything. So I'm being careful with QuantumScape. They lose 100 million a quarter as well. So maybe if they finally report some revenue, that'll be good news for them. But yeah. All right, let's see. Daniel said CDLR stock. Yeah, what is this one? I actually don't think I've heard of this one. They traded if you kind of look in the top middle, the PE is a 17. So a 17 PE, $1.9 billion company. Let's go check them out. And spread the wealth. I'll give you an update on my Robinhood portfolio that we had those three new stocks that I bought. So, okay, there we go. So yeah, time charter and services. I'm not actually sure what this is. Are they like a vacation kind of company? Offshore wind industry, wind farm vessels in the Pacific Ocean. So yeah, anyway, let's go look at the PE and stuff like that, the financials, because that's what matters. So a 17 PE. What about net income? So the net income is trending up in a good position. Yeah, look at that revenue growth. Revenue's up 245% year over year. Incredible revenue growth. The net income growth is really strong as well, up 108%. So yeah, as long as I can keep up this net income positivity, that's great news. And they have actually a really solid balance sheet. Look at that. They're growing their assets. So I still don't know about the industry though. I don't know if they're American either. Let me see. Are they headquartered in? No. So they're a Denmark company. This is headquartered in Denmark. So I think they're a Denmark transportation stock. I should have checked the dividend. Wait, let me check the dividend real quick. Dividend yield? No dividend on that company. Okay, that's interesting. Maybe they're like a Zim. So, Nathco, what up? He said YH. I don't know if that's a stock, man. But good to see you, man. Hope you're having a good day. Time charter sounds like a timeshare company. My parents fell for a timeshare thing, and so we go to Orlando every year to try to feel like we don't we didn't waste our money. I was so hopeful for QuantumScape, so I'll say batteries, but I ended up liquidating. Yeah, Daniel. QuantumScape does report earnings today, though. So, also all these other companies right here for y'all new folks here. But that'll be really interesting to watch how they move after hours. The only companies that I own today is Google, T-Mobile, and United Rentals that report earnings. So T-Mobile is one I've recently bought. You can actually get in at a lower cost basis than me. Not financial advice. Maybe pick up one share. I think the earnings are going to do good there. But yeah, this one is actually a margin growth company real quick. I mean, T-Mobile, they partnered with Starlink. I mean, look at this margin expansion. So, 2021, not a great business model, 3-4% net margins. But this growth here, I mean, look at those year-over-year growth numbers. I mean, 15% net margin right now. So incredible net income they're making. They're doing so much buybacks. I mean, look at this. They made $3 billion of net income the most recent quarter. What is T-Mobile doing with that $3 billion of net income that they made? Well, if we head over here to the stock buyback program, this is how much they're spending every quarter buying back their own stock. A couple billion. I mean, if you average it out here, they're literally buying back like $4 billion or $4 billion a quarter. As you know, that literally makes the stock price go up, the earnings per share go up because the EPS is the net income per share, and if there's less shares that exist, the net income you get per share is higher. So I'm sure you get how that works. Danny Sog, what's up, brother? He said LEGN or LGEN stock. Let's check it out. Wait, LGEN. I typed that one in, Danny. I can't find that one. I do apologize. LGEN. I'll type it in again. Yeah, I can't find that one. Maybe it's a different ticker symbol. Let's see. I'm down so what up, Soy? He said, I'm down so much on Fiserv. Dang, we'll check that one out. What up, Pablo? He said, do you think crypto will reach 150K? Or you mean Bitcoin? I could see that in the next couple years, maybe 2 years. I think we're gonna have a good earnings season. Guessing we're off. Yeah, that's kind of what we're seeing right now with Google stock. Like it's and Meta. Like the market's predicting that Google's probably going to have good earnings. I mean, look at this. They're up 15% the past month. So that's good news. So let's go back to Fiserv right here. Dang, they're down 15% on the day. That's not good. Let's go check out their earnings. Let's see what happens. So they just slightly missed on it. I mean, very slightly missed. So I don't know why they're falling so much. It must be bad guidance. I mean, that's what's hurting a lot of companies recently. Like it's rough. So like ASML had amazing earnings, but the guidance was bad and the stock tanked. And in 15 minutes we're getting so many earnings. So Fiserv, they're still printing a lot of money. I would probably just hold on to that stock. But I got to do more research on this. What do you think will have a bigger jump, Tesla or Alphabet? Probably Tesla, and just because it moves more. Type legal in general. I'll try. Legal. Oh, there we go. It's a weird ticker symbol. So this must be a European stock. So yeah, the ticker symbol is LGGNY. So yeah, a $20 billion company though, pretty big market cap. The stock's done pretty decent. Let's see. 7.5% dividend yield. So I see why you like that one. Probably a high yield there. But yeah, this is in British pounds. So we're going to switch it just to US dollars just so we can better understand it. So institutional retirement, they're in insurance, retail retirement. So that's really interesting. Asset management. And yeah, 81% of the revenue comes from the UK. Let's go look at the net income. So I don't like this trend particularly. Like, look at that. For the full year 2024, net income's down 56%, but they're still making net income every quarter. But I don't like that trend. That payout ratio, I got to do research on the payout ratio. The payout ratio doesn't look too safe right now, but maybe it was some one-time adjustment or something. So that'll be interesting to watch. So yeah, Stonky said KSS. Yeah, Coles, man, RIP. So Coal stock is falling bad. Let's see, KSS stock. Um, so let's see here. So here's Coles Corp. Wait, hold on. All right, there we go. So this is a company you probably just don't want to own. Like, this is a mall stock, and look at how they performed yesterday. Like, they gapped up and then they just lost everything. Now they're kind of just puking down, which isn't good. I mean, you probably heard of Kohl's before. Like, the stock is the same price that it was back in 1997. So that's rough, man, for the stock to be the same price that it was way back then. But a lot of people might like this one because of the dividend. Like, look at that 13.5% yield, but it's not a safe payout ratio. Let's see. What were the earnings? So they lost money this quarter. Yeah, so it just wasn't good. I'd be, not an industry I'd really want to own. This is, yeah, Anupam. If you want to get this app I'm on, it's in the link tree in my bio, very first link there. I love it for analysis and stuff. It's a brokerage actually, but here's a bank I love actually. So this is ticker symbol NU. So we just looked at like a British bank, but this is NU Holdings. This is actually a Brazilian brand, Brazilian bank, and they actually specialize in crypto, which is really interesting. So most of their assets are crypto. And if we go to the net income down here, this is ridiculous. I mean, they're literally making 500 million plus a net income every quarter. So that's ridiculous net income growth. And it's up 50% year over year. Revenue's up 20%. So they're growing their margins. Yeah, the margins are ridiculous. Geez, 17, 18% net margins. So yeah, I really like NU, but they are in Brazil. But that's where crypto is the most popular down there in South America. So that's interesting. Someone said SBET. Yeah, this is the company that I think just owns some Ethereum or something. So yeah, Ethereum treasury company or something like that. So basically, it trades off its crypto value. That's why it's been so. Look at the volume recently; it's crazy. But yeah, I don't know. I'd be careful with that one. I don't really have much thoughts on them. I do apologize there. But yeah, thoughts on ASML flat expectations? Yeah, that's what sucks. They're basically showing in the guidance like no growth, which is unfortunate. That's really why the stock is keeps falling since the earnings day. And they had really good earnings, like record earnings actually. The net income was 3 billion, up 86% year over year. Incredible net income growth. Revenue is up 35, net income's up 86. So ridiculous growth there. But the guidance hurt them. And 1% dividend on this company. So I do like ASML. The PE is really cheap now, like lowest PE it's been in a really long time. But again, the PE is coming down because they're showing slower growth. But what's the net margin? Yeah, 35% net margin is really good. So let's see here. Oh, MDT, is that Medtronic? MDT. Let's check this one out. So Medtronic right here. So this is like a medical device company. So if we go to the dividend right here, you get a nice yield, 3% dividend yield, and it's pretty sustainable. They have a sustainable 3% dividend yield, which is cool. Yeah, we can see where the revenue comes from. Look at that: cardiovascular, neuroscience, medical surgeons. So a lot of industries, which is cool. And look at the net income. They're pretty much making 1 billion plus of net income every quarter, and then return a lot of that out in dividends. They did show some slowing growth though, like the revenue's only up 4% year over year. So slowing revenue growth, but still the net income strong and they can afford the dividend. And the PE is pretty fair at 25 PE. So is this, yeah, it is, boys. Yes, sir. TMC, this is the metals company. So this is still a startup right here. But they've had so much momentum recently. The volume's been really strong on this one as well. But if we go to the metals company and their revenue, they're still a revenue-less company, so they've never sold anything. They basically want to make these robots that go underwater and sucks like the nickel and stuff like that out of the water and cobalt. So that's really interesting. And I'd be careful still because they have no revenue, more liabilities than assets. But this is something you probably want to trade. And whenever they do finally make some earnings, or if they do, they could just not. Then that would be a good catalyst for them. Yo, Curly Fries, what's up? He said POET, poet. Oh, and Ryan, I want to show you this as well. My three here in my Roth IRA, I picked up 3 new stocks in here: TSSI, DCTH, and GHM. And here's my total percent change on all of them. We're green on. Wow, we're barely green on DCTH now, but yeah, they perform very well. Here's all our stocks here in my Roth IRA. But yeah, here's my main taxable account. We get Google earnings in 9 minutes. Google's going to go up or down a bunch, and then we get Tesla as well, Tesla earnings. So that'll be very interesting. We're actually at an all-time high today. So yeah, congrats if you guys own any stocks because today's going to be interesting. Get ready. So here's Poet Technologies, very small company, 600 million. So let's see right here, $600 million company. What about revenue? So the revenue was 166,000. So not great. They didn't make, there was a gap little trick there. So they actually lost 9 million this quarter. So there must be something people like about this stock. I don't know, but yeah, it's had a lot of momentum. Yo, what up? He says, you looking for long-term growth? Pull up, let's check it out. I got you. Nathan, you're going to cover some of the earnings? Yeah, Two Trick. We're going to be covering all the earnings live. So I'll give a quick recap, then we'll look at that stock because we got 8 minutes to go. So here's what we're going to cover. Google, well, every important stock: Google, Tesla, IBM, T-Mobile. I do own T-Mobile, 5 shares of this one. I also own Google. That'll be fun to watch. ServiceNow, software company. Chipotle, just for fun. O'Reilly, United Rentals. I own $4,000 of that stock. Mattel, which is they own like Uno and Barbie doll, Thomas and Friends, Hot Wheels. That's Mattel. And then QuantumScape, the revenue list startup that's going crazy because of MP Materials. So anyway, they're a rare earth mineral play. But let's check up what up. Hillis said CMTG stock if you're looking for long-term growth, he said. So yikes, this one unfortunately has not been growing too well. Let's see. So they have a 10% dividend. So normally these higher yielding companies don't appreciate much in stock price. And yeah, this just isn't, nothing's really blowing me away here. Look at that. They're losing net income every quarter. Their revenues declined 30%. Stock prices at all-time lows. So I'd be careful on this one. But hey, he says he's up 19% on that. Yeah, I guess if you got it toward the bottom, you got in at a good price. But that probably won't. I'd be careful. Just I don't like those net income losses there and the slowing growth. Yeah, TSSI has been going nuts. What about ISCC? Why not add that to your microcap portfolio? Yeah, hey, I really like ISCC. ISSC, yeah, right here. So Innovative Solution Support, I love this company as well, and they're on the top of my watch list because this is one I do want exposure to. So look at that. If you look at the top right, very small company, 270 million. So the whole company's worth 270 million. That's why I feel like there's still more room for them to grow. And look at this. They literally made $5 million just in the most recent quarter. So here's a company, like you can buy in at this valuation right now. You buy in at the $270 million valuation, you get $5 million back a quarter if you bought the whole company. And look at the growth here. Revenue's up double, 104% year over year. So incredible growth, growing their assets. I mean, so This is just a really cool company, and they're on my watch list. And then, yeah, 5 minutes and 5 minutes from now, we get earnings. So, David said it was a great day so far. Hope it continues after earnings. I agree, man. Oh, and by the way, I'll show you one stock I did just buy today before the stream. I bought one share of ticker symbol COKE, Coca-Cola Consolidated. So, that's my only purchase for today. That's the only thing I've done, really. We're actually at an all-time high in this portfolio today. Like Comfort Systems is going crazy, Powell Industries, and Amphenol Group reported earnings today. They had a weird candlestick. So let's see here. Um, what up, Chiro? He says, yes, I agree with you. It's speculative. Had a loan in there for drip. It says, hey, yeah, the dividend is, yeah, you basically buy that stock for the dividend. So he said, can you look at BN stocks? Yeah, this is Brookfield. There's also BAM, like Brookfield Asset Management, but let's check this out right here. So the dividend is a 0.5. So, hey, at least they have a dividend, which is pretty cool. Let's see, they're in private equity, infrastructure, yeah, asset management, renewable power, real estate. So I love how diversified their revenue streams are. And look at this. I didn't know that only 30% of their revenue comes from the US. And look, they're in all these other countries as well. So they're internationally diverse in a lot of industries. What about the net income? So revenue's down 21%, but they're still, I guess if you average out the 4 quarters here, oh wow, they're actually making a lot of money every quarter. So I do like this one. So that's why the PE was really high. Now they can easily afford the dividend. You probably want to look at operating profit for this company. Yeah, they're making probably 3 to 4 billion of net income, but it's not GAAP net income because of the how they are. It's all good. So Professional Pumpkin, let's see what's up, man. He said OKTA. Yeah, this is another software company. They're kind of like a DocuSign, a Zoom. They really haven't recovered since 2021. And by the way, I own DocuSign and Zoom, and I'm down bad on one of them. So here's Okta right here. We can see the revenue. This is kind of the good news. Like, look at the revenue growth right here for fiscal year 2025. It kind of is at a new record. So that's the good news. But they've kind of shown slowing growth, I think. So, or let me see right here. Um, oh wait, they did just get net income positive, which is the good news, but why doesn't the net income want to load here? That's weird. Okay, there we go. So yeah, look at that. They're at like a record profit, 62 million in the most recent quarter, making a bunch of net income every quarter when they used to lose a bunch. They used to lose a couple hundred million, but now they're actually making net income. So they're a profitable company. Revenue's up 11%, bit slowing growth, but still double-digit growth. So I do like Okta, but I don't know. It's tough, man. So, 3 minutes away from major earnings, all right? 3 minutes away from Google, Tesla, IBM, T-Mobile. These are going to have a lot of volatility. O'Reilly Parts, Chipotle. So, all these companies report earnings. And we already had earnings today from a few companies like Calmain, ticker symbol Calm reported earnings. They did really good. What's down in here? Here, I'll show you my portfolio. Yeah, by the way, this is my growth risk on portfolio. We're up 16% all time in here, which is pretty cool. And here are my winners, and we got some losers in here. Like I said, Zoom. We're down 50% on Zoom. So, yeah. That is the reason I enjoy watching the stream. I picked up one of these stocks you mentioned, is on green. Hey, that's what's up, German. I'm glad. Again, none of this is financial advice. I'm not an expert. And does anyone remember me talking about PSIX? I literally bought this stock at an all-time high. On this day, the stock was at an all-time high. And I kept saying, I think it's going to continue to do good. And it's up 10% on the day. It's been doing pretty good. So PSIX, they've been doing good. I don't think I'd buy that one right now, though. But yeah, let's see. Can you look at Joby Aviation? New to the stream. Yo, Tyrant, good to see you, man. Yeah, get ready for earnings. That's what's going to be fun here. Joby Aviation, I think this is also a revenue-less company. So, wow, look at that stock price appreciation, though. Incredible. So, they must have some contracts or something. Well, let's see. Revenue. Yeah, so the revenue was 55,000 in the most recent quarter. Oh, hold on here. We got I have no moderators, so I have to remove the scammers myself. I apologize. All right, there we go. So, yeah, the revenue is 55,000, nothing. They're losing a lot of money every quarter, but I think this one just has a lot of good contracts. Wait, who's Toyota? Yeah, look at that. Toyota Motors is the largest shareholder, and 15% of the stock is owned by them. So, yeah, that's the interesting thing about Joby. So, they have a lot of contracts that'll probably hit the revenue in the future. It looks pretty overvalued, though. But yeah, 2 minutes away from stock earnings. It's going to be crazy. I'll show you my position. I own Google and T-Mobile and United Rentals. So I own a lot of stocks that report earnings to after hours. And I already own some stocks that reported earnings this morning, like Amphenol Group and Calmain. So yeah. Get ready. Let's see. NVO seems cheap, but I'm not sure about losing market share. Yeah, they're having a lot of competition from Eli Lilly. Yo, by the way, NVO is the people that own Ozempic. It's like the weight loss prescription. That's their stock right here. They also lose their patent in 2027, which sucks. But for right now, I mean, yeah, look at this. 95% of the revenue, obesity care products, and they're making a boatload of net income, like 4 billion a quarter. So yeah, holding my Tesla call. Oh yeah, dude. Yep. Tesla reports earnings, and I think it's actually 5 minutes away. So I don't know if it just hit 4 o'clock. So the market just closed. I guess here's what we're gonna do. We'll pull up like the 1 minute charts, and we'll literally watch live and watch them rocket up or rocket down. A lot of these stocks have a lot of implied volatilities. I think Google's implying a 6% move. T-Mobile, I think, was also like a 7 or 8. And we'll just see what all these companies do. So yeah, get ready. So here I'll show you my Google position. I already showed my T-Mobile position. Yeah, here's how the market closed. We were up 0.92% on the day. Hey, not too shabby. Only stock that was down was McDonald's and Google. Google's flat on the day because it's really waiting on earnings, which is in 5 minutes. So, yep. Here's my total percent change on every stock, by the way. We're at an all-time high in this account today, which is crazy, up 10% year to date. So, yeah. Get ready for Google. I love earnings days. Yeah, dude, I'm so excited for earnings. So, yeah. And usually Meta moves with Google. So, yeah, we'll wait 5 minutes for the earnings to come in. I don't think any companies are reporting yet. Usually they all report at 4:05. So, yeah, Tesla's at 4:05 and Google's at 4:05. So, yeah. See, you guys got to go to work. Hey, when you get back from work, check the portfolio. See how your Google stock's doing. Yeah, see you later, man. Uh, we'll look at this one. Oh, T-Mobile's up 2%. Hold on, maybe the earnings just came out there. So yeah, look at this. Whenever they report earnings, there's like a lot of volatility for the market to digest the earnings. So yeah, we'll come back to these in a minute here. So yeah, we still have 4 minutes till the main company's report. Yeah, let's see. How can we view earnings? You can just view the earnings on any. You can go to like Google or Yahoo Finance and watch the earnings. But yeah, you can watch them here live with me to see what happens. But yeah, pretty much you could do it on Robinhood too. So yeah, United Rentals is another company that I own that reports earnings, ticker symbol URI, and I got 5 shares in them, $4,000. So yeah. Is this legit? What up, play? Yeah, I don't know what that means. Yeah, hey, this is real. Oh, Google's up. Hold on, maybe earnings came out early. I mean, look at the volatility. Maybe we can go to the 1 second chart here. Yeah, look at that. So looks like I don't have the numbers yet because they literally just reported. But hey, looks like Google's going up. Let's go. Hopefully $200 Google. That'd be great. So they're up 2% right now. Yeah, I guess they reported earnings at 4:02. Maybe they came out a little bit early. So, hey, looks like good news for Google. Tesla is in 3 minutes, I believe. So we'll see that. T-Mobile is keeping up its gains. Look at that. T-Mobile's up 3.5%. There's my cost basis. Look, I got 5 shares. It looks like I bought right before earnings, right at the last minute there. So, yeah, I bought 5 shares of T-Mobile. And we're just going to hold them on for the long run. This one could go up 30% and I wouldn't sell it. I just really like T-Mobile. So I don't think anyone else has reported yet. QuantumScape reports very soon. But yeah, every stock you see on the screen right here from Google and below all report earnings. So in the next couple minutes here. So yeah, get ready. So, Google's, look at that red candle. Hey, looks like it's losing some of its gains. So you never know. Like sometimes you'll see a stock rally up a bunch and then it'll fall later. So, yeah, you know what, we'll look at a stock here. We'll come back and then the stocks are gonna all look different. So we'll look at Oscar Health real quick because I saw that one a few times. So yeah, Oscar Health, they had a great day today. Look at that, up 8%. This is such a growthy name. This is the Medicare Medicaid stock that has been getting wrecked from government regulation. But here's why I like this one, maybe more than a United Health right now. I mean, if we just look at the annual revenue right here, 2020 revenue was 590 million. Now it's 9.2 billion. I mean, literally just in the most recent quarter, it was $3 billion, up 42%. So incredible growth right there. And they're about to get net income positive. But the only thing you got to be careful of is the government regulation around that name. So yeah, the only stock I bought today, someone asked, is ticker symbol COKE, Coca-Cola Consolidated. But yo, Jason, try not to spam, brother. Yo, I don't know, man. Buy the S&P 500. Here, I'll show. Oh, I want to show you how my Roth IRA did as well. Yo, here's the 3 new stocks I bought in here. DCTH, GHM, and TSSI all up on the day, which is pretty cool. So yeah, let's see. Chipotle reports earnings. Someone said $20, brother. Get some Chipotle. Hey, yeah, I guess we'll see how their earnings come out. T-Mobile's holding on to its gains, but look at Google, man. Google goes red. Google's down 2.2% right now. Obviously, it'll change in like 5 minutes. A lot of people wait on the earnings call. But yeah. Thoughts on APH earnings? Yeah, they reported earnings this morning. I'll review them as well. Coca-Cola reported earnings this morning. Ooh, Mattel. I don't know if that's a real candlestick, but they report earnings today, and it says they're down 5%. I don't think that it's real, but yeah. And then we have Tesla soon. Look at the volatility on Tesla. We'll watch this as well. I wonder what when do you sell your stocks? Only when I don't believe in them anymore, really. So yeah, we'll come back to Tesla here in a minute. But a company that someone asked me about this morning was Amphenol Group. Yeah, dude, incredible earnings. The candlestick just looks pretty weird on this company. But the PE is pretty fair now. The PE is a 40, which isn't like ridiculously overvalued. And the earnings were incredible. So I don't think they've loaded. They did load down here. So look at this. I can't believe it. Revenue's up 56% year over year. So incredible revenue growth for an S&P 500 company. Revenue's up 56%. Net income has doubled. Net income's up 108% year over year to $1 billion just this quarter. And that was real as well. I mean, absolute beast growth here. I mean, free cash flow was $1.12 billion, also up over double. So Amphenol Group had the most incredible earnings. A lot of it was from their IT datacom orders from literally NVIDIA. NVIDIA has been ordering a boatload of copper cables. They also just acquired 2 new companies this quarter. So one of my favorite stocks of all time that I'll probably never sell out of. I just love them. But let's see here. Oh, Tesla. I don't think they have their numbers out yet, but Google, we do have numbers out. They're still kind of struggling right now, down 2.2%. Yeah, like an hour, we'll get such better direction of the idea. Yeah, I agree, because investors will be able to really digest all the earnings for themselves. So yeah, T-Mobile is doing very strong, up 3.6% on them. Here, let me pull up my portfolio. Where's T-Mobile? Should be up. Yeah, let's check that out. We own 5 shares of T-Mobile, and we're up 3.5% on them. So yeah, this is my growthy portfolio. Calmain also reported earnings this morning. Largest chicken egg producer. I can't believe it. They have a 7.6% dividend yield. Forward PEs in 11. Pretty fair for a commodity chicken stock. So yeah. Which is that copper company you mentioned? Yeah, that was ticker symbol APH, Amphenol Group. They reported earnings today that had, look at that really weird candlestick. They were up to 108, and then they fell. Well, they also hit an all-time high. So, yeah, that's the one. So, yeah, T-Mobile's up 4% now. Google's staying down on 2. We're waiting for Tesla now. I think Tesla might actually be at 430, but we'll be live. We're going to be live for over another hour. We're going to be looking, and we'll get back to the stock analysis. Yeah, I'll look at some of the stocks you guys mentioned as well. Like, I want to look at Meta real quick. Yeah, so when we get Google earnings, it should move Meta maybe a little, but let's go find out because I own them. So yeah, look at that. So you see how Google is down bad right now? They're such an advertising heavy company that it moves Meta because they're so advertising heavy as well. So that's kind of why Meta's down 0.5% right now. So that is interesting. So yeah, here's our Google position. We're down, or no, we're up 15% on them, but they're down on the day. Yo, what up, Catherine? How much money do you have invested through all your platforms? Around 60,000 when I include all 3 of my platforms here. So yeah. Boy said what app? Yeah, hey, if you go to the link tree in my bio, you can get all the apps I'm on. So yeah. Looks, IBM numbers I think just came out. IBM, look at that candlestick. Literally this minute they just came out. So looks like investors aren't really too happy. Yeah, dang, look at that. Ooh, it's tanking. It's down 3% right now. So yeah, IBM, I mean, that's not, at the end of the day, that's not too big of a move. I mean, same for Google. I mean, if Google just is down 2%, I mean, that's kind of a normal day for them. So I really wouldn't care about that. So let's see. Alphabet, earnings per share of 231, beat estimates by 7%. So earnings increase. So I'll dig more into the numbers later. But yeah, Google also kind of like, the stock was kind of pricing in that they would have good earnings. Like look at this like week right here. They really rallied up this week right here. So that was really interesting for them. All right. Yeah, did Google drop the earnings? They did. And it looks like IBM did as well. IBM is now down 5% or nearly 5%. Not great. APH up after hours. Yeah, they reported earnings this morning, so I don't know why they're up. Probably just momentum. QuantumScape, I think, is also in at the same time as Tesla. Mattel is down 5%. This is the people that own Barbie and Uno and stuff like that. Hot Wheels. ServiceNow's up actually. Hey, we'll come back to this here in a minute. We'll see how the stocks are doing, as well as T-Mobile. They're doing really good. So let me actually get back to the do you like Weeble or Robinhood better? I like this app the most right here. So yeah, I want to actually analyze Meta stock really quick, just because this is such a great company. And what's up, Tyrant? Yeah, I love Meta right here. First off, look at Meta's daily active users. They literally have 3.4 billion daily active users. The PE is a pretty fair 28 PE. For Meta, that's pretty fair. I mean, and they're just growing tremendously. I mean, revenue's up 16% year over year. Net income's up 34, so they're growing their margins. And the Threads app is now nearing the same amount of daily active users as X. They just introduced ads to WhatsApp. They just took a 3% stake in what's that called? Ray-Ban's parent company. They just acquired half of Scale AI for 15 billion. They're hiring a super intelligence team, like taking workers from OpenAI and all this. So I just love I love them. Uh-oh, hey, Chipotle's fallen. Hold on here. This isn't loading. Hold on. Let me switch this up. There we go. So dang, look at Chipotle. Not good. I guess the restaurants aren't too happy. Chipotle's down 7% right now. So not good. We'll look at their earnings here in a second, but obviously the earnings must not be good. So yeah. Oh, ServiceNow. Whoa, they're up 8. Oh, they were just up 8%. But yeah, they're up 7% right now. This is a huge software name. Actually, let me see. They're a $200 billion company. Net income is, look at that net income growth. They're making like 500 mil of net income a quarter. Margins are 15%, room for margin growth. So yeah. T-Mobile also did really good. That's one I do own. Look at that. You can see my blue purchase right here. I got 5 shares of T-Mobile right before the little rally there. So let's go. IBM, they are down. And Google's recovering a little bit. Hey, Google's only down 1% now. So let's go. Tesla's getting action. Yeah, Tesla, let's see. Tesla's up 1%. They don't report earnings until I think actually 4:30. So we're gonna have to wait another 15 minutes for Tesla, and that's what we're gonna do. In the meantime, we can look at some of y'all stocks if you want. Yeah, if you got any stocks you guys want me to look at, let me know. I'll check it out for you. Do stocks move crazy because of earnings? Because of call? No, it's just the out like if they beat the expectations, there's more net income in the future. Like there's so much to it. Yeah, that's a good question though, and I don't know the exact answer. Um, Took profit on Neo. Neo stock. Yeah, man, this is one you just don't want to own. If you're wondering, like, this is the kind of stock that you don't want to own. If you're wondering why do stocks just permanently keep on going lower, like how do they just keep on going lower, lower, lower? Well, this is how. Like if you look in the top right, this whole company is worth $11 billion. If you go to the net income, I mean, they're literally losing $1 billion of net income every quarter. So this is just not the kind of company you want to own. If you're just looking for a stock to buy yourself, one to own for the long run, I at least try and find one that's at least profitable. It takes a lot of risk off. At least you're buying a zero debt company. So yeah, Google's only down 0.8. Let's go. Yeah, here's my portfolio on the day. Our main account, we were down, we were up 0.92. What about the Roth IRA? I think we were also up a nice, 2.3% up in the Roth IRA. So yeah. You see the massive drop on Fiserv? Yeah, we covered them at the beginning. I'll look at Fiserv again, actually, if y'all want. Chipotle's getting a lot of competition lately. More POAs opening up in restaurants similar to Chipotle. Yeah, like I know there's like Moe's. There's some Chipotle competition. But yeah, Chipotle, their stock fell. Or let's see right here. Yeah, unfortunate. Chipotle, look at that huge instant red candle. So yeah, Chipotle's down 7.3% on the day on earnings. So yeah. And then we're waiting on Tesla still, but yeah, I wanted to look at another stock right here. APLD, someone said. Oh, we'll look at Wayfair as well. That's like the furniture company, but someone said APLD, and that's actually a company that's owned by NVIDIA. So I'll actually pull up NVIDIA's portfolio real quick. Um, Hopefully that'll load here. Not just yeah, my Wi-Fi is not good, so I do apologize. So let's see here. NVIDIA's portfolio. Here we go. So yeah, they own CoreWeave, ARM, and then APLD. So APLD, this is a really cool company. They just had a huge partnership with CoreWeave. So APLD and CoreWeave, huge partnership. So it's a data center hosting business, but most of their growth is actually coming from their cloud service business. Like, watch this. I mean, the revenue's up 220% from the previous year. So uh, incredible growth. And someone's saying, you're not waiting on Tesla. The numbers are out and they're just not moving. Is that right? Oh, hey, look, QuantumScape's up. Hey, they just reported earnings. We'll come back and check that out. Let me see Tesla. Did they really report earnings already? I don't think they did. We'll look at some of the intelligent comments here. Wait. Oh, I guess numbers might be out right here. Beat by 2% or something. So the stock's just not moving. That's sometimes you'll have to wait for the earnings call. Like Elon will say something on the earnings call, and it usually moves the stock. Hey, T-Mobile continues to win. Look at that, up 5%. Let's go. I own that one. And then QuantumScape. Let's come back to this one. Yeah, wow, look at that QuantumScape. This is the rare earth mineral play that's kind of moving with MP Materials. They're up a nice 7%. I wonder. We'll get the numbers here in a minute. Tesla announced earnings per share of zero point 0.4, beating the expectations by 0.05 or by 5%. Okay, so that might be why the stock really isn't moving much. So that's probably not good for the call option. But I guess we'll see what happens. Actually, if you're trying to buy like cheap options on Tesla, you can this, and I've done this a few times. You'll buy a call on TSLL, or you'll buy a put on it, and since the price is only $12, you can basically buy a call or a put for like $50 or less. Again, not financial advice, nothing in this is, but hey, I just like being fully transparent. I'll show you all my stocks, how much I own, how much I'm up and down on them. Newest purchase today was Coca-Cola Consolidated. And yeah, by the way, if you want to hit the follow button, we go live every day. We just look at stocks and stuff. And also another company that I own, I wonder if the earnings are out, is United Rentals. It looks like they're out and the stock is kind of up. This is a low volume play. I mean, this company could report earnings and then no one talks about this stock, so it doesn't move with like high volume like a Google is. Like you can clearly see the move. Yeah, Google's down 1. Not too bad. Yo, I own Google. If they're only down 1%, I'm very happy with that. So yeah, overall, it's a mixed day. IBM's down. Chipotle's down 8%. Mattel is down 5. That's the people that own like Uno, Hot Wheels, Barbie doll, Fisher Price toy. Oh yeah, here's my main account right here, or my main growth portfolio, up nearly 17%. That's close to an all-time high, but yeah, we've actually underperformed the market by a lot in here. So, yeah. All right, my average being, I want to hear what you said. Yeah, what up, Jason? Yeah, Jason, I would which you should buy a fractional share of whatever you want. Buy a fractional share of Google. I think that one's pretty cool. Yo, it's yours said Figma. I think aren't they about to IPO? Or did they IPO today? So yeah, this is a company that hasn't IPO'd yet, and a $12 billion market cap. So let me read what they do. But I don't really like buying into IPOs, but a lot of the IPOs have been strong recently. Like you see the Circle IPO, and there was this aerospace stock that IPO'd. Oh well. But it looks like it designs, develops browser-based photo editing software. So I wonder, I've never heard of Figma. Is anyone else? Maybe I'll look them up on Google. Did Google report earnings yet? They did. And they're only, look at that. That's so weird. Google, Tesla, huge mega caps. Look, Tesla's up 0.5. And Google's down 0.7, like under 1% moves, and both of them have reported earnings. It doesn't look like they did, but they did. The real winner here, no way, man. T-Mobile's up 8%. Let's see. EPS of 284 beat the 268 estimate. Let's go. T-Mobile has partnered with Starlink. Also, T-Mobile literally won a lawsuit against AT&T. So T-Mobile has permanent access to AT&T's bands. So also T-Mobile has a partnership with Helium, if anyone's heard of them before. So T-Mobile's a cool company. So I'm going to keep those shares and hold them on for the long run. I used Figma to design my mobile app startup. Really, Adrian? Hey, maybe you should buy the IPO. That's actually really interesting. So maybe they're really useful. I don't know. Yo, Caden said Nike. Someone said T-Mobile bought Loomis Fiber Company. Thanks for that. Yeah, I'll dig into the report later, but that's actually I love when companies acquire new like startups and new companies. So here's Nike. Since earnings, look at this. Nike had a not good earnings report, but the stock rallied up anyway. So I actually just completely sold out of Nike at $79. But here's what's tough about Nike and why if we look at them on the weekly, why has Nike been struggling so much? I mean, they're down bad since their peak, and markets at all time highs. Literally right now, S&P 500 is at an all time high. Nike is nowhere near an all time high, and that's because they've been struggling. I mean, if we look at the revenue's down 12%, and the net income is down 85%. Their margins have literally collapsed. They have a 1.9% net margin. So they lost their growth, but I think what this is pressing in is like the worst is over for Nike. The tariff fears are over, the Vietnam tariffs and all that. So I don't know. I wouldn't really want to buy and hold that one forever as a young investor. I just don't think it's going to outperform. The payout ratio is too high, man. Oh, no way, man. United Rentals is up 3%. Yo, that's another company that reports earnings today. Great news because I really love that company. Can't wait to dig into that one later. T-Mobile is in the company that bought out Sprint years ago. Yeah, has anyone heard of Mint Mobile or seen the Ryan Reynolds Mint Mobile ads? They're genius, and that's owned by T-Mobile, actually. Yeah, QuantumScape's up 5. Let's go back to the earnings real quick. Dang, Chipotle's getting wrecked even harder. Look at that. Chipotle is down 10% now, or 9.9% right now. So that's rough. Yeah, Google and Tesla still aren't moving. I guess, Tesla likes to wait on the earnings call. Maybe Sundar can say something on the Google earnings call. IBM's not too happy. They still have a nice yield, a 2.4% dividend yield. They're also a quantum name. ServiceNow, though, really nice gain on them. So yeah, that was all the earnings for today. I guess we'll come back in a little while and see how they're doing, and let's get to some of the stock analysis here. We'll look at some of you guys' stocks. Yeah, if you got any stocks you want to look at, let me know in the chat, and we'll check them out here. So, do you own the AVIS stock? What is this one? I don't think AVIS. I'm typing that one in. I don't see that it exists. Or are you talking about AVIS budget? I don't own that one. Do you hold bull shares? So are we? Yeah, I actually don't. So Webull actually just recently IPO'd. They IPO'd. Stock went up to 75. Now they're chilling right here at $17. They've had a nice recovery. I mean, look at them the past week. They went from 10 to 17. That's a 70% increase. Like if you bought the bottom, obviously, but that's a really big increase. So that's really cool. This is just a brokerage. It's literally this app right here. Look, this app is called Webull. I've given them a lot of transaction fees, so I'm probably helping them. But yeah, they're making net income now, which is good news. Revenue's over 100 million, up 30%. So that's an interesting one. I can see why they're doing good because like Robinhood, Food2, these other brokerage stocks like Interactive Brokers, all those stocks are doing really good right now. So yeah. Look at Nuviation. I don't know what that is, man. I need Marcus, give me a ticker symbol and I'll check that one out for you. But it sounds like a really small market cap and I probably won't want to check it out. So, yeah, UPXI. All right. Yeah, by the way, we don't really like to cover any stocks under like $100 million market cap, or really under like 500 million. Yeah, like this one right here, $360 million company. The stock's at all-time lows. And let's see. Oh my gosh, the revenue's down 40% year over year to 3 million after being down 80%, and the net income is negative every quarter. So yeah, this is we'd be super careful. I wouldn't really want to touch that one. So let's see. Tony said T-Mobile. Yeah, man, I'll pull up T-Mobile really quickly, just because I own them and they just reported earnings. But yeah, T-Mobile, look at that. They're up 5% right now. Yeah, they're falling a little bit. But still up 5% right now, holding on to the gain. So a lot better than Google and Tesla. Tesla goes red. Not good. I guess they're waiting for the earnings call there. But yeah, earnings are out. Let me actually check the news here. Tesla Energy Generation or adjusted EPS of 40 cents. So Tesla starts production of more affordable models. So I'm surprised that's not moving the stock more. Maybe they didn't really tell us anything new there. Maybe they just perfectly met expectations. Same with Google. Google's only down 1.5. If that's all they're going down, then I don't care. I might even buy some more Google. But Chipotle's getting smacked. Yeah, Yikes, down 9% right now. United Rentals, let's see, did their earnings come out? United Rentals, EPS of 9.59. That's a record EPS, right? No. Okay. But 9.59, that's really good. 622 million in net income. I'll look at that one later. No one really talks about that one. Johnny said, do you think DCTH earnings will be good? I really hope so because I do own that one. Here's my small little Roth IRA. You know, we got a $1,500 Roth IRA. And one of my stocks I bought to bring some growth to the portfolio, hopefully, is DCTH. But again, this is so risky of a company that I can only put like $100. Like whenever you find some like really small market cap stocks like this, you only want to put a very small amount of money in them and then let them grow into meaningful size positions. But here's why I bought DCTH, Delcath Systems. First off, they have no debt. Oh, and look at the market cap. So first off, this is why they're risky. They're only a $404 million company if you look in the top right. So the whole company's worth $404 million. They have absolutely no debt, zero debt, and how much cash? $60 million of cash. So first off, $60 million of cash and no debt. Huge, like so much on their market cap is just their cash on hand. Also, the growth is intense. I mean, it's crazy. It's up 5x. I mean, it's 20 million. It's easy to grow that number, but that's incredible revenue growth. And on that, they made $1 million of net income. So $1 million of net income. So I really like this company. Yeah, hey, thanks, Johnny. Yeah, man. They sell this like liver kit, Hepzato kit, and it just revenues exploded. So that's one I do own just because the financials are so strong. No debt, lots of cash. Cash is earning interest. So I like them. All right, let's see. Check CMG. Yeah, Chipotle, they were down 10%. NUVB. So let's hope this isn't too small of a company. So yeah, $800 million company. Just not. So sometimes they're good though. Like I just went over a $400 million company, but let's check out this one. So this is a company like I would so much rather buy the last stock we looked at than this one. Like look at this stock right here. They have a good balance sheet though, but the revenue was $3 million and they're losing $50 million a quarter. In that one quarter, they lost $580 million. So, DCTH, they're making net income. They're earning interest on their cash. They have no debt. So I would probably, for the market cap, 800 million versus the $400 million company, I'd probably rather go with the old stock. But yeah, anyway, let's keep going here. MVST, yeah, Microvast. So that's the company that had a huge earnings beat. So it's still a small company, a $1.1 billion company. But look at this. They were going to go bankrupt. The stock was literally 15 cents, and now it's $3.50. They were literally priced for bankruptcy. That's why they're up so much. And here's why. I mean, analysts were expecting them to lose net income, lose EPS, but they actually made 19 cents of EPS. So that's the great news here. Yeah, hey, Cheese, wow. It's in the link tree in my bio, very first link there. It also should be in the description. It's hey, if you want to get this app, I'm on. It's a brokerage. It's in the link tree in my bio, first link there. Yeah. It's my favorite app for analysis and stuff. So let's see. Let's go to SOUN. So this is an interesting one. And then we'll go check out. Actually, let me look at this first. All right, is anything moving again? Nope. Tesla's down 1.5 now. Yeah, no real movement. Dang, QuantumScape gave up all its gains, or it was up 5%. Now it's only up 1.4. So, yeah, Chipotle still down 9%, unfortunately. But let's go look at SoundHound AI. So this is another very, very small company. And there's one thing you want to look at if you're analyzing this stock, and that is their subscription revenue, because this is 85% of their business. And this is why there's so much hype around this name right here. So look at their subscription service. It's all recurring revenue. This is incredible. I mean, it is literally up 585% from the previous year. So I love the growth here. Very growthy company. So you're watching the subscription service because this used to be a huge segment of the revenue, their royalty revenue, but the royalty revenue for some reason is down by 50% year over year. So I wonder what happened to the royalty revenue. They are still losing net income every quarter, 50 million. So it's a mixed bag there. You're really just watching the subscription revenue growth in terms of financials, fundamental analysis there. So someone said, FURY said XYL stock. What's up, man? So Xylem, haven't heard of this company before, but a huge one, $32 billion company. The stock's done decent. So let's go look at the financials here. So what did they do? So see, this is what I like. I can just click on the app and find out what they do. So they're in water infrastructure, water solutions, measurement and control, applied water. How's that doing? Applied water. it's down 1%. Water Solutions. So anyway, let's see. Actually, the revenues. So it grew 40% from the last year, and then it's only up 1% year over year. So we'll give them the benefit of the doubt here. The revenue is only up 1.7. Net income's up 9. So hey, they are growing their net margin. So I guess it's like a water play. If you want exposure to water, you can buy this company. Look at that. They're making a couple hundred million a quarter. It's growing. Get a 1.1% dividend yield. So hey, they kind of just are in a commodity industry. I can't find your broker. Yeah, hey, cheese. It's only available in the U.S., Canada. So I don't know what country you're from, but if you go to the link in the description, it should be the first link there. It's a brokerage called Moomoo. All right. Anyway, let's see here. Any idea about Open Door? Yeah, man, this one's just but literally. There's these people that I saw online. They're like pushing this stock. They're saying ride or die till $83 of Open Door. Like they're literally thinking this stock is going to 50x, and I don't believe it. Basically, this company is going to benefit like crazy from a lower interest rate environment. Like if we go to the revenue right here, it's kind of collapsed. Like look, if we go to 2021, they had incredible revenue, 4-5 billion. I mean, look at that, 4-5 billion. Now, if we zoom out to where they are now, I mean, it's only $1.1 billion. So the revenue has collapsed. No one's really buying houses, the high interest rate environment, and they're losing $100 million a quarter. So this is like the worst part. They're losing $100 million a quarter, or more like 80 million, and the whole company is worth 1.6 billion. So they're literally losing over 5% of the company every quarter just in net income. So I think this one's going to kind of, I wouldn't want to, I just stay out of that name. It's so just momentum, but it's probably just going to keep on going lower if I had to guess without some real news. What do you think of Tesla? Yeah, actually, look, I can't look at the Tesla earnings really yet on this app, so they'll be loaded tomorrow. But yeah, we'll wait for the earnings call and stuff. Tesla's just flat. It's weird. It's down 0.5. Yo, Lou, what's up, Lou? Thanks so much for the rose there. I appreciate that, man. Yeah. And T-Mobile's up 5. That's the stock that we do own. We got 5 shares of them, so that's a nice little 5% gain on those 5 shares. Let's go. Yeah, there's my cost basis. You can kind of see it's that blue line there. 5 shares at $234. Chipotle's down 10. Yikes. So yeah, here's my growthy portfolio. By the way, we're up 16% all time in here. Calmaine was our big winner today, and I guess T-Mobile. All right, let's go back here, looking at some more stocks. Hey, thanks, Cheese. I appreciate that. Hope you're having a good day. All right, so can you check out FLL? Is that Foot Locker or Full House Resorts? So this is a $170 million company. So I'm guessing they're like a hotel lodge kind of thing. Let's see. So yeah, they're losing $10 million a quarter. Not good. So yeah, the revenue's up 7%, but his net income losses are not good, especially when you're a $140 million company. Losing $10 million of net income a quarter is not good. And the balance sheet isn't great either. They're actually more leveraged than they were a year ago. So I'd be careful with that one. Do they have a dividend? Yeah, good thing they don't have a dividend. But yeah, that one looks risky, man. Just from a financials point of view. Joe said EPD. So yeah, this is a huge dividend play. They're actually an MLP. They own a bunch of natural gas pipelines, oil pipelines, and because of that, this actually isn't a stock. You actually own units, and they pay you a K1 tax form. So that's the only one thing you got to be careful of. I wouldn't own this one because I pay a K1 tax form. But I my first year investing, I actually bought a stock like this, and it gave me a K1 tax form. It cost me $200 with an accountant. So this company has a sustainable 6.7% dividend yield because it's an MLP. Anyway, I really like this company in the industry. Like, look at that. They're making 1.5 billion in net income a quarter. Then they just pay 70% of that out in dividends. So yeah, that's a cool one. You're actually they give you K1 tax form because you're technically a partner. You're not a shareholder. You don't own shares. All right, let's see. Thoughts on Figma? Yeah, that company IPOs. Yo, JM said PANW. Yo, this is a huge cybersecurity play that I love. So if you like the cybersecurity industry, and you probably should, this is a great pick in my opinion. I'd probably add it to the watch list, wait for it to come down a little bit before I add it, but great position because look, half the revenue comes from their subscription business, and look at this growth. I mean, it literally just hits a new record every quarter, up 18% year over year. If you look at it on an annual basis, I mean, this is the trend you want to see. If you're just going to buy and hold a stock forever, I mean, you want to you'd want to buy one that the trend looks like this. So incredible subscription growth there. What about support revenue? Yeah, look at the support revenue, also at a new record. Product revenue, also at a new record. So really nice growth there. Yeah, they have some international exposure as well, which is cool. And yeah, look at the net income. They're making a couple hundred million of net income every quarter. The free cash flow is just as good, or it's even better. I mean, they're making over 2 billion of free cash flow a year. 2.5 billion plus free cash flow a year. So they're a great one in my opinion. Yo, Ryan said he's a Pan W employee. So he works for Palo Alto Networks. That's awesome, man. Hopefully you got some stock-based comp because that stock's been going nuts. So here's Verizon right here. Yeah, Verizon reported earnings yesterday. This is kind of, or 2 days ago, this is kind of a T-Mobile competitor. So hey, T-Mobile did really good and Verizon did really good. So that's cool. The thing about Verizon is, if we zoom out, this is kind of the bad news about Verizon. If I'm going to be honest with you, you're buying the stock for the dividend because there hasn't been a lot of stock price appreciation. Dude, this chart does not want to load on the weekly. So yeah, anyway, yeah, here's the monthly chart. This is the bad news. Verizon is the same price that it was back in 1998. So if you bought Verizon in 1998, you're flat on your position. It's the same stock price, but you're buying this company to maximize your dividend income, a 6.33% yield, and it's sustainable, 64% payout ratio. So yeah, Verizon's a nice dividend yield play, and they just had some good earnings. Maybe they'll continue to do good. So let's see, Kava. What about CRM? Yeah, we'll look at CRM. Or CRM2. That's Salesforce. So here's Kava Group. This is like another Chipotle competitor, a restaurant stock. And what up, Terry? So if we go right here to the Kava business, so the revenue growth has been really good, for a restaurant in this environment. This is good news, up 28% year over year. What about the net income? So look at that. Yeah, the net income growth is really strong as well. They're just getting net income positive, making a lot of net income every quarter. So that's really good. One thing I'd be careful of, yeah, they're down 2.4% after hours. That's probably because of Chipotle. Chipotle just reported earnings. Here's Chipotle stock, and look, they're down 9% after hours. So not good, not great. Let's see, is there any other moves? Google's green. No way. Let's go. Up 0.3 right now. Tesla's still red. IBM is red. These all reported earnings today. IBM's down 5.5. T-Mobile, that's our winner today. We got 5 shares of them. They're up good. But yeah. All right, let's keep going here. So yeah, that was Kava stock. And yeah, here's our buy and hold portfolio. Another stock that reported earnings today was Amphenol Group. They had a really weird candlestick today. All right, let's see. What is this one right here? BGM. What's this company? We'll check it out. So BGM Group. So a $2 billion company. So very small market cap. The stock looks weird, but let's go analyze them nonetheless. I got you. So let's see what they do. All right. Do I try and pronounce that? Oxytetracycline. Well, we can see that this revenue isn't doing too good. For the full year 2024, it's down 25%. So that's not great. Let's see. So yeah, revenue down. Net income's really choppy. For the full year 2024, they lost $1 million of revenue. Luckily, they have a decent balance sheet, but $18 million of cash. It's nothing's really blowing me away here. So I'd be careful with that one. I don't know if I'd want to own them. I've been saying, well, yeah, hey, we looked at this stock already a couple times, but we'll check out Webull. We'll come back to Webull right here. This is the brokerage that kind of trades like a Robinhood, a Futu. They're doing really good, up 5% on the day. What does the orange line mean? This orange line is just the current stock price. I think we were looking at like the year. It just is like the year-over-year growth rate. I think that's what you're talking about. But yeah, look at Webull. They did make net income the 2 most recent quarters. They just IPO'd. So yeah, that's the thing with Webull. Let's see. RY. Oh yeah, Rolls-Royce stock. So a lot of people know Rolls-Royce for selling cars, but Rolls-Royce is actually a huge aerospace and defense play. And look at this. The stock's at an all-time high right now. So yeah, look at that huge recovery. I mean, the stock was $1. It was under $1. Now it's 13. So that's a huge increase since the bottom. So yeah, look at this. Civil aerospace, that's half of Rolls-Royce business. Then they're in defense, power systems. So yeah. And look at how internationally diverse they are. Like they're in all these countries right here. So that's what's really cool about them. If we go to the net income, full year 2024, $3 billion plus of net income. So Rolls-Royce, that's an interesting stock. Yeah, the free cash flow was ridiculous, up 50%. So that's really good. Regret not buying more PSIX. Yeah, that one, dude. I think you're the only person that like followed me in this one. But yeah, PSIX right here. We were we were talking about this stock when it was at all-time highs. We bought it right back here on this day when it was at an all-time high, and I'm like, I think they're going to continue to hit all-time highs, and they kind of just do. So I'd be careful with that one right here, though. I don't know if I'd buy more here, but yeah, PSIX have been doing great, man. I'm glad you got in that one. So here's HIMS. Oh, we'll look at HIMS as well. We'll look at Oscar. I want to look at Oscar Health as well. So here's HIMS right here. Look at them up 16% on the day. I don't know if there's any news. Does anyone know if there's any news? Like, here's an article. I don't think I really want to read them. Announced it would no longer. Okay, yeah, we already know that. Anyway, so basically, right back here, if we go back to the chart right here, Hims gap down right here because they used to sell a weight loss prescription. They literally used to sell Ozempic, and then Ozempic dropped them as a partner. So that's why they gapped down. Maybe they're recovering some of that. But this company is no meme stock. I mean, they have incredible growth. I mean, look at this right here. Revenue's up 110% from the previous year. So that's incredible growth. I mean, incredible growth. And also, if we go to the free cash flow, I mean, the free cash flow is ridiculous. I mean, 50 million plus a quarter. The net income is, crazy as well. So, yeah. Hold on here. All right. So, yeah. Yeah, the net income's ridiculous, and they also have this monster balance sheet. I believe HIMS has no debt at all. So yeah, the net income growth is crazy. So I do wonder why they went up so much today. I actually have a watch list right here of stocks with no debt. So all these stocks right here have no debt at all, and HIMS is one of them. I think HIMS is just volatile, and you have to get used to it. Yeah, Kenji, I think it's just a normal day for them. Yeah. All right, let's see. Rich Tech Robotics. Yeah, I don't like this company, man. This company has no intellectual property, no revenue, no nothing. So you look at the top right, like out of all the robotics stocks, if you want exposure to robotics, this is not the move, in my opinion. This is just a momentum small cap. So a $240 million company, $240 million market cap, and look at this. Revenue's $1 million. I mean, nothing's really blowing me away here, and they lost $5 million. The net income losses are worsening. So yeah, nothing's really blowing me away here. Obviously it's not a pure play, but if I wanted robotics, I'd pick up an Amazon or even a what's it called? A Symbiotic, a ticker symbol SYM. So that's one I really like as well. Oh, hey, what up? Naruto said Circle. So yeah, this is the stablecoin issuer. So for USDC. So if you've heard of USDC, like the stablecoin, they issue and own that. And also there's a lot of there's like the Genius Bill or Genius Act or whatever. There's like stablecoin regulation in favor of Circle. So yeah, that's an interesting IPO. And it seems a lot of growth as well. I think they're making net income. Yeah, they're making net income. 60 mil the most recent quarter. Look at that growth. I mean, just ridiculous. So they did just IPO. There's not too much history, but I do like them and they're on my watch list. So let's see, check CRM and IVR. Yo, WAQ, we'll check out IVR after Salesforce. Yeah, man, Salesforce, this is the CRM play. And well, look at this right here. This app is telling me that there is a bearish flag. So I guess that's some technical analysis. But I like looking at the fundamentals here. So let's see. Look at how diversified their revenue streams are. I mean, I like to see this. I mean, 23 from sales and service, platform another, integration and analytics. So I love how diversified their revenue streams are. And I look at this. This is what you want to see for a stock to buy and hold. The growth is really strong here on all their metrics here, but the growth has slowed. Like if you go to the net income, like literally just the after-tax net income of the company, hopefully that loads here. But the free cash flow as well. The free cash flow is only up 3.5% from the previous year. So think about that. The free cash flow is only up 3% from the previous year, which isn't great growth, single digit growth. And the net income is only up 0.5. Still really good numbers. But I think the slowing growth is why investors aren't too happy and why the stock is kind of sold off when a lot of other software names have done really good. But yeah, they also just started paying a dividend. I love the dividend, 0.6% yield. They do buybacks as well. So that's actually, they own Slack. They just acquired INFA. Actually, let me see if I can find it. INFA. So yeah, if you're wondering why does the stock look like this? Why is it flat? That's because Salesforce just bought this company. So this stock right here all their revenue is about to go to Salesforce. Looks like they kind of got a pretty good deal because it is lower than their IPO price. Let's see, INFA. This stock is now owned by Salesforce. Let's go check out their financials here because why not? So that's going to add 400 million of revenue a quarter to Salesforce. It's going to add like over 100 million of operating cash flow a quarter. Net income's still a little choppy here, but hey, I think that's a good acquisition for Salesforce. It should bring some growth. So yeah, how often do you come live? Hey, Big Mills, I try to stream every day. So yeah, if you want to hit the follow button, we go live every day. I don't sell nothing. I don't have a course, a book. I ain't got nothing. Just on here giving my opinion. Yo, Mad said hood stock. Actually, let me see how the market's doing. Yeah, Google's up 1.3 now. Let's go. Yeah. So someone said hood stock. That's one of my best performers, actually. My biggest performer ever. I'm up 635% on this stock. And they've just seen a lot of growth. They're so innovative. Robinhood's so innovative. Like if you look at the revenue's at a record, up 50% year over year. And look at this net income. They're literally making hundreds of millions of net income every quarter. When if we zoom out, they used to lose a couple hundred million of net income a quarter. So they're really just blowing away all analyst expectations. I mean, no one really predicted this. I didn't. And I never would expect so much stock price appreciation so recently. So yeah, Robinhood, they're just such an innovative company. And I regret every share I've ever sold in them. I don't know if I'd buy them over $100 though. So I do like them. Oh wait, I forgot to look at this stock. IVR stock. So yeah, let's look at IVR. This might be Invesco. I don't know what IVR is. Hopefully no, IVR stock. Oh yeah, then we'll look at Oscar Health as well. So, Invesco Mortgage Capital. I think this is the stock you're talking about. Hopefully not. But yeah, they have a 20% dividend yield. Look at the dividend every year. Notice the trend of the dividend just goes down. Like this isn't the kind of asset you want to own. The dividend you're getting every year is going down. They have an unsustainable dividend. Their stock's at an all-time low. So yeah, I'd be careful with IVR. But you're basically buying them for the dividend. All right, so yeah, let's look at OSCR right here. Oscar Health. So this is the Medicare Medicaid company that the reason the stock's been struggling is because of the regulation kind of coming for the industry. But they had a great day today. They're up 8%. They're really well positioned, like more positioned than like a United Health or an Elevance. I mean, the growth is just literally phenomenal on this company. Like in 2020, the full year, the revenue was 580 million. Now it's 9.2 billion. I mean, that's pretty ridiculous. And if we go to it just in the most recent quarter, it was $3 billion. So that's incredible growth on Oscar Health. And if we go to the net income's pretty good. So, yeah. All right. So Google, if no one's mentioned, yeah, Google reported earnings today, and we don't have their most recent earnings, but it looks like the market's pretty happy with them. Google's up at 1.3% right now. So, look at that candle. Hey, congrats if you own Google. So, there it goes. It was just loading. So yeah, Google, I mean, here's the thing about Google. We don't have their most recent numbers here, but look at this net income they make. They're literally making like 20 to 30 billion of net income every quarter. We'll just call it 25 billion. So look, Google makes 25 billion at least of net income a quarter. What is Google doing with 25 billion of a quarter? Well, they're literally spending most of that buying back their own stock. I mean, look at this. They're literally spending $15 billion every quarter buying back their own stock. So that's why Google is such a shareholder-friendly company. They also just started paying a dividend. But yeah, like half their net income, they literally just use to buy back their own stock. And when there's less shares that exist, you get more ownership in the company. There's more net income per share because there's less shares that exist. So yeah, buybacks are just so great for the shareholder. It's like a non-cash dividend. So let's see. Capital One Financial. Yo, what up? It's Leo. We'll look at VKTX after this too. Yeah. So Capital One Financial, after the Discover merger, I think this is one like you probably want to get exposure to. I mean, I really like this company. First off, they had a weird candlestick today. Did they report earnings this morning? I don't know. They were at 2:30. But let's see here. So yeah, credit card, consumer banking, that's really their industry. So they're a fintech. And so this is why the stock fell. Yeah, it's probably from the merger acquisition. So don't worry about that. But normally this company's making pretty much, if you average it out, over $1 billion of net income every quarter. And yeah, I guess the earnings from yesterday, they lost $4 billion of net income. But look at the revenue jump. Revenue grew 31% year over year. So hey, nice. Guess we'll wait for more details on the merger. I think they have a nice dividend as well. So VKTX, this is a company that's kind of disappointed investors. So basically, the stock way back here jumped up. There was no earnings this day. The stock rallied because they got FDA approval. They got FDA approval to sell this prescription, and it's literally been over a year, and they still have not gotten to sell it. And I think investors are just disappointed. So if we go to the revenue right here, this is a revenue-less company. So when we click on revenue, it says no data because they've never sold anything. And if we go to the net income, they're burning a lot of money. 50 million the most recent quarter. So that's what I think investors are kind of worried about VKTX. That's kind of why they're slowing up. Whenever they finally sell something, that'd be good news. H2O said SNDL. Is that Sundial or what is this? Momentum stock due to new DEA administrator of US. So yeah, yikes. So stock is at all-time lows. I mean, besides this little rally here, I mean, you can't even see it. So yeah, $400 million companies. So let's see. Whole companies worth $400 million. And yeah, I mean, they lost 40 mil last quarter, 10 mil this quarter. I mean, what's the revenue? Revenue's down 2% year over year. So retail, oh, that's an industry. Oh, so hey, I didn't know that was that industry. Okay, so I'd be careful with that. I can't go over that industry. Love your analysis. Always like to get your, hey, what up, TikTok tax? I appreciate you. Hope you're having a good day. I appreciate you. So let's keep going here. Thoughts on Google earnings? Yeah, what up? Okay, so let me actually pull that out. I haven't looked at them just because I've been streaming them so much, but let's see, just some random articles. Google AI Mode has over 100 million monthly active users. Wait, 100 million monthly active users in the US and India. Where's the net income though? So yeah, the EPS, second quarter revenue beat by $3 billion. Net income, analysts were expecting $2.16, and they made $2.31. So it looks like the earnings are pretty good. I'll deep dive into them a little later. But yeah, some of the Tesla just went green. Tesla's kind of just been flat. They reported earnings and they're just not doing anything. IBM fell 5% on earnings. So they're, I guess we can read what happened there. IBM EPS of 280 beat. So it looks like they beat, but maybe it was bad guidance or something. Maybe that's why the stock's fallen. Who knows? Chipotle's now down over 10%. So RIP the Chipotle position. Or I don't have any Chipotle, but yeah. Are you interested in the Figma IPO? It is interesting. Someone was telling me that they will. Adrian said he was developed an app on it. So I'll look into them, but I don't think I'm going to buy them before the IPO, because when you buy them before the IPO, you can't sell your shares for a little bit of time if they're locked up or something. Yo, should I buy some Solana on? Hey, Jason. Yeah, you're able to stake it on there and stuff, but I don't own any Solana. I'd probably rather just own a dividend stock. But yeah, it's kind of like a dividend stock the way you can stake it. So this is a really actually let me look at this one. Yo, what up, Andy? He said CVS. So CVS is a company that I like more than Walgreens, and Walgreens just got taken private. Walgreens used to be a publicly traded stock. Now they're no longer publicly traded. But there's some good news and bad news about CVS Health. So I want to share with you that. I want to pull up the dividend if it will. Sorry, my Wi-Fi is just terrible right now. There we go. So yeah, look at this. You get a nice yield here. You get a 4.3% dividend yield with CVS. And recently their main growth driver is actually coming from their healthcare benefits business. And look at the growth here. I mean, this is incredible. For the full year 2024, just this one segment was $130 billion of revenue for them. So ridiculous revenue. Yeah, they're doing $100 billion. That's the same amount as Google. Google just did $95 billion, and they did $95 billion. So, but the net income on this company was only $1.7 billion versus Google's of $25 billion. So yeah, net margins here are really low, 1, 2, but yeah, the dividend looks safe. Oh, here's another company, Dell. So yeah, Dell, this company, I know NVIDIA was shouting out Dell. I think they were helping install some server racks or something like that. But let's check this out. So you get a 1.5% dividend. This is like a value stock almost. So you get a 1.5% dividend yield, and look at the PE. The PE is a teen or barely a teen multiple. It's a 19 PE. So they're trading at a really fair valuation. I mean, look at this. Infrastructure Solutions. This is the business that's growing. It's up 11% year over year. So nice double-digit growth on the Infrastructure Solutions. Client Solutions is up 5. So yeah. And if we go to the net income down here, they're pretty much making $1 billion of net income every quarter. So yeah, they are a bit leveraged, more liabilities than assets. Wow, the cash from operations just rocketed 100 up to 168%. Michael Dell owns 40% of the company called Dell. So that's interesting. Yeah, nice dividend yield on that company. So would you buy NBIS at the current prices? What up, Steven? That's a company owned by NVIDIA. And APH is the go. Yeah, Jericho. I love APH. I own that one. So here is NVIDIA's portfolio, and one of the stocks NVIDIA owns is actually Nebius. So ain't that interesting? So we can see this company, like where the revenue comes from, but the best part is just the growth. I mean, look at this. The revenue is up 385% year over year. I mean, it went from 11 million to 55 million. So really strong revenue growth. You know, if you're looking for a stock to buy and hold up forever, you want to buy one that's pretty growthy. Also, NVIDIA owns part of them. So hey, that's interesting. Yeah, hey, Lunch said what app are you using? Yeah, if you go to the link tree in my bio, it's the first link there if you want to get this app I'm on. It's actually a brokerage. So yeah, you can track like all like Nancy Pelosi's portfolio and stuff. Like by law, they have to reveal all of their trades and stuff by SEC law. And this one kind of shows you like Kathy Wood's portfolio. We can see Trump portfolio. Wait, that's new. I didn't even know about this. I guess we can view it. He owns, I didn't know this. I guess he owns Apple, Amazon, Nvidia, Google, Microsoft, some Berkshire Hathaway, and Tesla. I wonder if this is official. I don't know about all that. But anyway, show us your Robinhood holdings. Yeah, I'll be quick about this. And by the way, if you missed anything, you can check it out on the YouTube replay. Here's all my holdings in here. Yeah, look at that. Google's green, and Meta even went green after hours on that. Great news. Yeah, we're actually at like an all-time high today, up 10% year to date. And we also have a Roth IRA over here. Roth IRA, $1,500. So yeah. By the way, the best way to support me, guys, if you want to, I don't sell anything. I don't have a course, a book, a Discord. I got nothing. Only thing I do have is a YouTube channel. So the best way to support me is go subscribe to my YouTube channel. I'm also streaming on there, trying to build out my channel. So just subscribe to my YouTube channel. It's called Nathan Robert. It's also in the link tree in my bio. Best way to support me. So let's keep going here. Sorry. Let's check out more stocks. Project said VFC. So this is VF Corp. This is an apparel company. If you've heard of the brand of Vans, the North Face, what are those like JanSport backpack? They're all owned by VF Corp. And also VF Corp just sold Supreme. So this company used to own that hype beast company called Supreme. And if you go to their cash from investing activities, they actually just sold off that asset. They just sold Supreme for $2 billion. So anyway, they're kind of struggling right now. The net incomes are really choppy. I mean, they were just losing a couple hundred million. So I'd be careful with VF Corp. The dividend got cut, which is honestly the right move. They needed to cut their dividend. So yeah, the apparel stocks are just in a rough spot. Like you look at Under Armour stock, man, hold on, look at UAA. Under Armour, I mean, they're the same price that they were back in 2011. Yikes. So Under Armour's been struggling anyway. Let's keep going here. So, someone said QuantumScape. How did it beat earnings today with no products? It's a bear flag. Yeah, so let's see. They could have sold assets. EPS of, no, they didn't. So they lost 20 cents of EPS. So they lost net income. So yeah. Gap EPS of, I think that is negative, right? Because it was in parentheses up there. So I think, yeah, look, the options market implied a 12% move, and you get a 2% move. So RIP all the call and put holders on that stock. Yeah. All right, so let's keep going here. Oopsie. All right, so do you post weekly? Yeah, hey, I try to stream. Yeah, I make YouTube videos as well. I do stock portfolio updates. I think you really like my YouTube channel. If anyone wants to check it out, it's Nathan Robert, link tree in bio as well. So someone said Intel. Yeah, INTC. We'll check that one out too. Yo, let me see here. All right, this thing does not want to load, which is not good. There's Intel. So this is a company that I feel bad if you own this one. They just haven't been a winner. You know, you look at Taiwan Semi or AMD or Nvidia, they're all winners, but Intel is the same price that it was back in 2013. So Intel's kind of done nothing for a very long time. You know, they lost their partnership with Apple. You know, every Apple iPhone used to use Intel chips, but now Apple uses Broadcom chips. Yeah, look at this huge GPU market share too. This is why people like them, but it doesn't do them any good with the amount of money they're losing. So they have a 63% PC GPU market share. So that's a pretty crazy GPU market share. And if we go to their net income, I mean, sorry, they're losing a lot of net income right now. I mean, they lost $1 billion the most recent quarter. I don't know how, but they lost $17 billion that one quarter. So the net income is just really inconsistent. Revenue's not growing. The free cash flow is in a dumpster. They're losing a couple billion of free cash flow. So you're waiting, hopefully, to see some sort of growth come back or some sort of government stimulus for them. Did some DD on apps. You won't be disappointed. Insane turnaround. I didn't know that was a stock. APPS stock? Digital Turbine. All right, let's check out this stock right here. So a very small company, a $570 million company. So let's go analyze them though. I'll check it out. So on-device solutions, the revenue is not growing. App growth platform. Yeah, it's not growing either. So not great. So yeah, net income though? Yeah, so nothing's really blowing me away here. I mean, they're losing a lot of money. They're not really growing. So I can see why this stock kind of hasn't done too good. All right, let's see. What do you think about Google? Feel like stock's moving to 200? Yeah, man. Especially after earnings, man. Google had good earnings, but the stock just didn't really move. The stock kind of pre-priced in a lot of the earnings, like with this like rally right here. I mean, look at that. They had like 22 candles in a row of like straight green pretty much. So, and they're up 1.6%. So I'm happy with my Google position. Another stock that reported earnings today I'm really happy with is T-Mobile. Look at T-Mobile. We have 5 shares. There's my 5 shares. I bought them at 234, and T-Mobile's is at 245 right now. So let's go. Nice little gain on them. Unfortunately, dang, Chipotle's not recovering. They're still down 10%. So why did Google fall into the red after good earnings? I don't know, man. Just momentum or just algos. Or investors needed to digest the earnings. All right, so let's see what. Yeah, hey, if you want to get this app, it's in the link tree in my bio, very first link there. It's actually a brokerage, but yeah, if you want to get this app, first link in the link tree in bio. It's an affiliate link too. We'll both get some free stocks. But yeah, all right, let's keep. Oh, let's go look at Tesla too. So TSLA. So Tesla, they're down 0.3%. Here's why I'm just staying away from this company. I wouldn't want to own them. And this is last quarter's revenue. So we don't have this quarter's numbers, but Tesla kind of lost the growth and they have a really high PE and I just can't really pay that. Like the revenue's down 9%, but the net income is down 70%. So Tesla, the margins collapsed. The net margin was only a 2%. And if we look at the automotive segment, which is, 85% of the revenue, the car sales, they were down 15% year over year. So high PE company that's not really growing, but I get it. The growth is really going to come from in the future, their robo-taxi network and maybe the Optimus robot. So yeah, I invest before it's laid out to the market. Oh, nice. I just bought some WINT. Is that Windtree Therapeutics? I think this is a super small. Yeah, man. Best of luck, man. So look, this is a $72 million company. We don't really talk about these stocks kind of on the stream here just because they're so risky, but $70 million company with 158,000 of revenue lost 4 million. So yeah, they lose 4 million plus a quarter. So yeah, not one I'd want to hold for the long run. I'd maybe trade that one, maybe swing it, something like that. Says a not out of wait, that's really weird, HG. Are you you have to be in the US or Canada to get the app I'm on. All right, so let's see. Fubo. Yo, Fubo's kind of just in the hands of Disney at this point because Disney owns 70% of the shares now, 70% of all the voting rights. So Disney just can do whatever they want with them. So I would actually rather own Disney, and I kind of do. Hey, look at that. We're up 44.44% on them. A boring company like Disney, I wouldn't buy this one here, but their streaming services just got really profitable. If you know, they own Hulu, ESPN, Disney Plus, and it's shown like record profits. They're finally making it really profitable. And they're opening a new park up in Abu Dhabi. So interesting. Put your phone on the charger. Yeah, man, I do need to do that. What are we on? We're on 13%. So Google's up 2.4. No way. Is it really? Let's see here. Um, wow, look at that. Hey, up 2.45% after hours. That's really good. Maybe they're on the earnings call right now saying some good news. And as you know, Meta is another huge advertising stock. So a lot of Google's revenue comes from search advertising, and Meta is another advertising giant. So they kind of rhyme together. So that's why Meta's up after hours. And usually when Meta reports earnings and it does good, Google will go green after hours as well and do good. United Rentals also reported earnings today. This is a very low volume company, so they're not really moving much after hours. But I do own that one, and I'll dig into the earnings of them a little later. No one's probably heard about them. But yeah, we're actually at an all-time high today. It feels great. Wow, first time ever. This account is at 26K. It's never been that high before. So let's go before today. All right, so another company that reported earnings today is actually ticker symbol CSX, and this is a railroad company. They have like a shared oligopoly for the railroads. Like you can't really make any new railroads anymore. So yeah, this company, if we look at the dividend, they're just a dividend buyback play. So you get a 1.4% dividend, so a really nice dividend, and the payout ratio is only at 26%. So they actually have a lot of room to raise their dividend. But yeah, the PE is a 20. So yeah, look at that. Rail is 95% of the revenue. So I like them as a railroad play. Let's see here. Link like Chainlink. ORG. What up, Adrian? You said ORGN. Their HQ is down the street from them. So let's check this company out. Yo, I don't think it's the headquarters, but the Vistra, a huge Vistra um factory is like next to my house. So let's see. This is a $113 million company. So very, very small market cap. 75-cent stock. What do they sell? You know what? We'll check it out. $800 million company, and they're a carbon negative materials companies, providing sustainable materials, replacing petroleum products. So woods and stuff. Okay, so I just like commodities. Well, let's see here. So that's the rough part, man. This is why they're at all-time lows. They lost 26 million just this quarter. Well, look at that. They're usually losing like 20 million a quarter. And if we go to the net income or the market cap, they're only worth $100 million. The whole company's worth 113 mil. And think about it. They lost 26 million. So not a kind of company I'd want to own just from that right there. They really need to get a net income positive and start turning that around because that is not great, to be honest with you. All right, let's see here. Do you think Meta goes crazy? I hope so, man. I love Meta. Um, I'm just gonna hold on forever, pretty much, to Google and Meta. I mean, no real reason to sell out of them. Yeah, look at that. Google's almost up 3% after hours. Let's go. Hopefully, they get to $200 again soon. They're pretty close to it. Let's see. Oh, Lou. Hey, what up, Lou? Thanks again for the rose. I appreciate that. Said YYAI stock. What is this one? Sports technologies. So they're up 73% on the day, but very small company. The whole company's worth 35 million, and they were worth 73% less before today. So there must have been some good news. I mean, we can look at the comments here. I don't know. Uh, can someone please tell me the news that is pumping this? Yeah, looks like no one else in the comments here knows what the news is. So I I don't know. Hey, maybe it's just momentum. It's just a very small market cap. I'd be careful with that one. So Mark said BKR stock. Let's check this one out. So I don't. Maybe you mean Berkshire Hathaway, but you're probably talking about Baker Hughes. So check this out. They're up 11% on the day. So that's a really good gain there for a one-day gain. They must have reported earnings. So let's go see. So they're in the oil field services. So they did. Whoa. They beat a good chunk on revenue. They beat a nice chunk on net income and EBITDA. So they triple beat. I can believe that they're up that much. I mean, they had really strong earnings according to what the analysts were expecting. Net income's very strong, nearly 800 mil a quarter, get a 2% dividend yield, safe payout ratio. So yeah, actually, I like that company, man. They had really strong earnings. What is this company? EOSE. Oh, and Dutch Bros. Yo, remind me to look at Dutch Bros. I can check that one out too. Dutch Bros might be struggling with how Chipotle just fell off a cliff. Chipotle reported earnings. Here, I'll show you that super quickly. We go right here to Chipotle. These are all the stocks that reported earnings today. Tesla is slightly green, but Chipotle is not green. They are actually down 10% after hours. So that's what that huge red candle is right there. But we'll look at Dutch Bros after this. So here's EOS Energy. So they've actually done pretty good. This might be a uranium stock. Let's see. So product revenue is 95% of their revenue. All the revenue comes from the US. So let's see. Revenue. So yeah, look at the revenue. It did just jump 58%, but these are really small numbers. So yeah, nothing's really, no, I don't really love anything here. Yeah, they're losing like 50 mil a quarter. Look at that balance sheet, way more liabilities than they have assets. So the stock's done really good. So there must be some reason for that, but I would be careful with that one. The financials look a little choppy. So let's look at Dutch Bros. Oh, and then we'll look at TMO. Yeah, what up? N14. We'll look at Thermo Fisher too. So here's Dutch Bros, kind of a Starbucks competitor. So yeah, we can see their company operated shops. Look at the growth here. I mean, for, restaurants in this environment, this is really good. Up 32% year over year to a new record. So very strong growth there. And let's see net income. Yeah, look at that. They're making net income every quarter. These are really good year over year growth rates as well. So Dutch Bros, I see why they're doing good. Better than Starbucks right now. Starbucks is struggling. A lot of competition. So someone said TMO, Thermo Fisher Scientific. So check this out. They reported earnings this morning, and they're up 9.2%. So nice gain on the day here. Let's see the earnings page here. Yeah, I don't want to read that. I'll just look for myself. Revenue beat, net income beat. Yeah, so they had a really solid beat actually. They were expecting $4 and they reported $4.28 of net income per share. So they had a really nice beat from what the analysts expected. So that's why the stock is up so much. That's why they're up 9% on the day. I think they have a nice dividend as well. Let me see here. Dividend, well, no, actually not really. A 0.34% dividend yield, but hey, nice little gain on the day. Yo, what up, applesauce? How's it going, man? Hope you're having a good day too. Yeah, I'm having a great day. My portfolio hit an all-time high today. So let's go. TE Connectivity, TEL stock. Let's see. TE Connectivity. Wow, up 11% on the day. So, whoa, is that an all-time high? Look at that. All-time high on this company. So, again, another company that reported earnings. I love this week. It's so busy. We get so many stocks that report earnings. And let's see. Yeah, again, huge beat on all these metrics. See, the orange line is what the analysts were expecting, and the blue line is what they actually reported. And yo, user789, thanks for the rose, man. I really appreciate you. If you got a stock you want me to look at, let me know. I'll check it out for you. Yeah, so TEL, yeah, look at the net income. They made 640 million. Or actually, you really want to look at the operating profit here because it removes that one-time adjustment, but really good growth on TEL. I can see why they're at all-time highs. Yeah, hey, thanks, applesauce. And hey, thanks, Jim Therapy. I appreciate you, brother. So he said, have you looked at IBM stock yet? So we haven't looked at their earnings yet, but we've looked at the stock because here's all the companies that reported earnings today. And IBM, yeah, look at this. They are down 5.67%. So let me go read the news here. I think they met expectations, or they might have even, yeah, they beat expectations by like 10%. But there's something investors didn't like here because the stock is down 5.6%. I like this one for the yield you get. Like the yield's a little higher. It's probably like 2.5% now. But yeah, look at that. You get a 2.5% dividend yield with IBM. They're also a quantum play. You get exposure to quantum. You get exposure to software, consulting, infrastructure. So yeah, I don't have their most recent earnings because it literally just came out a little bit ago. But yeah, the dividend's really nice on them. Oh, look at Pfizer. So we'll look at Pfizer too. Yeah, we already. I don't want to look at Rich Tech Robotics. That one's. That's one of the worst robotics companies in my opinion. Um, I apologize there, King. Teehee, what's up, man? Yeah, Rich Tech Robotics. I don't like that one. It made me say, yeah, hey Jacob, that's for a little bit. Like, if you look in the middle of my screen right now, yeah, if you want to get this app I'm on, it's in the link tree in my bio, the very first link there. It's actually a brokerage, but yeah, if you get that APY for a little bit, Jacob, then it goes back down to a 4.10. Like, yeah, I love this app. I keep my cash in here. You get the nice APY on your cash. But yeah, it's FDIC insured. This app I'm on right now is also publicly traded under ticker symbol FUTU. So their stock's pretty close to an all-time high. They print money. Actually, check this out right here. This app that I'm on is this stock right here. So this stock is this app that I'm on, and they're printing money. So yeah, if you want to check it out with my affiliate link, first link in the link tree in my bio. If you deposit $100, we'll both get some free stocks, and you get the nice APY on your cash and stuff. So yeah, mainly though, this app is just great for analysis. So sorry, let's keep going here. People keep asking. I don't mean to keep saying it, but let's see here. Can you look at IREN? So yeah, here's a cool stock that I really like, IREN. And this one is so growthy. I'm actually looking to add this one to my portfolio potentially. So if we just go to the revenue right here, this one might have to do with crypto, I don't know, but just the revenue growth, it's literally up 166% year over year. I mean, that's incredible growth after being up 230% the previous year. And on that, they made 24 million of net income. So this is now a net income positive company growing like crazy with a really good balance sheet. So that's what I like about IREN. So that's why they're at an all-time high right now, and I think they deserve it. Someone said PGY, please. So Pagaya Technologies? That didn't sound right, but okay. $2.5 billion company. Yeah, the stock has done incredible. Look at that. So there was no earnings report this day. So there was some news right here for the stock to gap up, and I don't know what it is. Maybe they got some sort of FDA approval, or this is a technologies company. So let me just go to the revenue right here. So revenue is up 20% year over year. Very nice growth on the revenue. What about net income? Then they're losing money. They did make net income the most recent quarter. Was that real though? It was real. Actually, the operating profit has exploded. So actually, that might be why the stock's doing so good, because this operating profit, they've been having some little one-time adjustments. So actually, I like this one, actually. I can see why they're doing good. What up, JK? What up, man? PDT rule. I'm not sure. So ACN, is that Acutenture? So, oh yeah, or Accenture, something like that. So this is a really cool company, actually. They're on my watch list. Oops, go away alert. Okay. Yeah, so a $178 billion company, and the PE is really fair. So look at this. The PE is just the net income multiple plus any buybacks or dilution, but the PE is a 22. So pretty fair valuation. And let's see, what's the revenue doing? So the revenue's up single digits. I mean, the revenue's up 7%. That might be why the multiple's kind of low, because the growth is a little low. But look at this net income. The after-tax net income is literally close to 2 billion of net income every quarter. So, and you get a 2% yield here. So you get a 2% dividend. So low PE, but single digit growth. So we want to kind of see the growth come back, but I think the risk to reward looks pretty good. Will you invest in ChargePoint again? No, man, never again. Not with those bad financials. ChargePoint is what taught me to actually look at the financials of companies. So, here, I just like being transparent. Y'all want to see one of my biggest losses ever? It's actually ChargePoint stock, CHPT. This is the company that taught me, really showed me that you should look at financials. So I'll show you where I bought the stock. If I zoom in, yeah, look at this. Do you see these little buy orders? I bought this stock at $20. Down here as well, $13, buying more up here. And I had 66 shares. And look, oh my gosh, my battery's getting low there. And look where it's at now, 66 cents. So actually, I sold all my shares on this day right here. I sold all my shares at $2.85. And thank goodness I sold them all at $2.85, because it just kept on going lower. And if you're wondering, why does this stock just keep on going lower? How does a company just do that? Well, it's because of this right here, the net income that they're burning. They're losing easily $250 million a year. and the whole company is worth 311 million. So let's say you own the whole company, you bought the whole company for 311 million, or you're buying a company that lost 250 million just the past year. So it's tough. And that's the recipe to get your stock to keep on going lower to all-time lows, and they're diluting you. They're issuing shares. So it's rough, man. What do you think of ASML in the long run? So yeah, they had incredible earnings, but the guidance was not good. They basically guided for no growth next year. So that's what really hurt the stock. And that's unfortunate because this quarter's earnings were phenomenal. I mean, absolutely amazing. I mean, the revenue grew 35% and the net income grew 86%. So what that means in English is they're expanding their net margins. They now have a 35% net margin compared to a 25% net margin. I mean, think about that in any business. If your net margin, after tax net margin goes from a 25 to a 35, that's incredible. That's so much more to your bottom line. So they made 3.15 billion in net income this quarter. Crazy, 1% dividend on this company, but it was the guidance that hurt the stock. But I do think ASML is a good long-term buy and hold forever stock. So what up, Zio? Here's a company I don't actually love too much. And Seaview said ticker symbol BA stock. So yeah, Boeing is a stock I actually don't like. And I don't like my internet right now because it doesn't want to load it. So there we go, Boeing. They actually, ever since all the tariff stuff, there's been a lot of orders of Boeing planes from other countries. So a bunch of other countries have agreed to help out the American economy by buying some Boeing planes, which is really interesting. But I still don't like this company. By the way, Boeing has not made a single dollar of net income in any quarter in the past 2 years. So for 2 years plus, look at this. They're losing billions. They lost 6 billion, 3 billion. They haven't made any money in over 2 years. They're burning money. They have more liabilities than they have assets. It's an industry I don't really like. The stock is down bad since 2020. So I just don't like their fundamentals, their financials. So yeah, I'd be careful with Boeing. But that's why the stock's done so good recently from all those orders. What are some good stocks nowadays? Hey, that's a good question, man. You'd love my most recent YouTube video. I go over 3 stocks that I just bought in my Roth IRA. Let's see Google real quick. Yeah, Google's holding on to its gains. That's good news for Meta. Let's go. We're at a near all-time high right now. Their new plane may bring in profits, the 777X. Oh, hey, cool. So, oh, yeah, American Airlines. So we just looked at Boeing, which makes the airplanes, and here's an actual airline stock. This has just been a terrible performer. This is just not the kind of company that'll outperform the market in the long run. There's people that make funds that literally give you exposure to the S&P 500 without the airlines and the cruise ships, which it makes sense. I mean, they just get smoked in a recession. I mean, the stock is down bad since 2020, but it's not the end of the world for them because the net income is really choppy. But look at that. They make money, then they lose money. So it's just not great. So yeah, and look at his balance sheet. I mean, it's not a good balance sheet. So yeah, I just stay away from that company. There's so many other better stocks to probably buy. Any one cheaper stock to put in a Roth IRA? I'm 20. Yo, that's what's up, Christian, that you're interested in investing, man. Your future self will thank you. Yeah, for the Roth IRA, here's my Roth IRA. But, I would just buy the S&P 500 or some growthy companies that you believe in, The Roth IRA is where you want to, take a little bit of risk. If you double I love it because it's tax-free. If you double your money on a stock, it's completely tax-free. So it's so OP, they only let you put in $7K a year because that's how the Roth IRA works. So yeah. You have a beginner video for people who are getting into this? Yeah, hey, Alexis, I do. If you go to my YouTube channel, best way to support me, by the way, is just subscribe to my YouTube channel. It's called Nathan Robert. It's in the link tree in my bio as well, but you can just type into YouTube Nathan Robert. Should be the first result. I make YouTube videos all the time. I made a video a couple weeks ago on how I analyze a stock, all the metrics you want to look at, how to properly do that. So yeah, if you just want my opinion, most people would be go buy my course or book. I sell nothing. I don't have a course, a book, a Discord, literally nothing. just on here giving my opinion. So let's keep going here. Someone said Rocket Lab. Yo, I love this company for many reasons. So Rocket Lab, first off, they have a huge backlog, like literally a $1.5 billion backlog of orders that they haven't fulfilled yet. So huge backlog of orders. And check this out. Their space systems revenue is 71% of the business. It's seen incredible growth, up 45% from the previous year. So the business is just growing like crazy, plus the huge backlog, and they just acquired a company for 500 million. So the growth is going to be even more. So for all those reasons, Rocket Lab has been going crazy right now. So hey, we're finally plugging in the phone here. My phone's on 10%. I appreciate y'all. Yeah, if y'all want to hit the follow button, we go live every day. Try and just look at stocks. We're coming up to close to the end of the stream here, so we'll look at a few more. Bro, my portfolio is up 300% in 3 months. You are a rookie. Yeah, hey, I'm glad for you, man. You're allowed to have that opinion. So let's see here. Let's see. Yeah, hey, what up, Christian? I appreciate you, man. Yeah, the only thing I'm trying to promote is my YouTube channel. So if you want to support me, go subscribe to my YouTube channel. I'm streaming on there as well. If you miss anything, you can watch it on the YouTube replay. And yo, what up, Terry? Hope you're having a good day as well. He said, thinking about buying some VG stock. Is it Venture Global? Huh. Looks like they IPO'd about half a year ago. Let's go check out the fundamentals here. What's the market cap? So a huge company, actually. So Venture Global is a $35 billion company. And here's the industries that they're in. So the Calcium project, the plaque mines, sorry, I don't know how to pronounce these words, direct sales and shipping. So that's interesting. It sounds niche. I don't know what that is, but let's see. The revenue was $3 billion. They're making, I mean, if you average out the 4 quarters here, they are making a couple $100 million in net income a quarter. So, hey, not too bad. I got to see more history for that one, but they're really interesting. There's a lot of growth there. Yo, Zeos, what's up? He said SCS stock, Steelcase. Huh. So the stock has not done too good either since 2019. A $1.2 billion company, so a really small company. We can go look at their financials right here. Figma, yeah, Figma is an IPO. They haven't IPO'd yet. From what I've read, like an software app developer or something like that. So here's SCS stock. So they're in desking, benching, system and storage, and they're also in seating. So they sell seats or something like that. Huh. They're making net income every quarter, so that's kind of the good news here. Look at that. At least they're making like 10, 20 million a quarter, which is good. Revenue's up 7%, but it sounds like they just sell a commodity. Oh, but look at the dividend. Hey, you get a 3.75% dividend on them, so that's pretty good, actually. So Isha said MOWI. It is a salmon farming, good ROCE. Let me know, is this the stock you're talking about? It's not an American company, and it's a European stock. Let me actually go check the profile, see what they do. Yeah, farmed salmon and processed seafood. So yeah, this is the stock you're talking about. That's really interesting. Yeah, look at that. Farming, feed. What's the net income here? So net income, is loading, but we'll see it in a second here. Yeah, dude, I don't know what's up with my Wi-Fi. I apologize. Yeah, they are making net income every quarter. It did fall 90% year over year, but and that was real. So that wasn't like a one-time adjustment. Still, they're interesting. Guess if you want exposure to salmon farming, hey, there's your stock. Any new buys? Actually, not any new purchases, but the only thing I bought today, I only bought one thing today. That was some of this stock right here, or one share. Bought one more share of ticker symbol COKE, Coca-Cola Consolidated. You can kind of see I've been dollar cost averaging into this stock. I recommend if you find a stock you love and you want to buy it, I recommend you should dollar cost average into it. And what that means is instead of just spending all your money at once, you slowly buy into the stock. But let me just say that doesn't always work. Like look at this stock right here. I dollar cost average into it, but it's at an all-time low. So with that being said, this is a financial advice. Always go do your own research on a stock and don't listen to anything I say. So salmon farming stocks before GTA 5. Yeah, man. Yeah, TTWO. This is the company, or GTA 6. Yeah, dude, GTA 6 is owned by this stock right here, and they're kind of pre-pricing in the release of GTA 6. It's supposed to be one of the biggest games in history, and whenever they release this game, they basically have this asset that's worth 1.5 plus. As soon as they release this game, it's literally going to make them over $1 billion just instantly. So it's such a unique growth company. And they're trying to perfect the game. Like they're delaying the game because they wanted to perfect it. Who cares if they delay it 6 months if it's really perfected? So I'm super excited for that. So BYRN, yeah, we'll look at a few more here. Then I got to run. Uh, but I do appreciate y'all. And if y'all wanted to follow button, we go live every day, twice a day sometimes. But so here's Barna Technologies, a $530 million company, a very small market cap. And then also, right after this, I want to do a stock portfolio update and show you the stocks that reported earnings. We'll see how they ended up doing. So $500 million company. Let's hope there's growth here. So revenue is up 40%. That's really good. Yeah. So revenue's up 40 and they're making net income on this. Oh, this one's on my watch list. This company's on my watch list. So yeah, incredible net income right here. Very good balance sheet as well. So if this one wasn't on my watch list, I'd add it to it. I'll do that again, put it toward the top. But actually, I really like financially speaking, I like the fundamentals there. So that's a really interesting stock. So yeah, let me give you a quick portfolio update and what stocks reported earnings today we'll show you as well. So here's what happened. Google's up 2.5, and Tesla's down 0.3, IBM down 5%, not great. That's Quantiplay. And here's my best stock of the day, I guess, is T-Mobile. Look at that. We have 5 shares of T-Mobile. That's my position. $234 a share. That's the blue line there. And they're up 5% after hours. So great news for T-Mobile. Mattel is down 5%. Yikes. Mattel, this is the company that owns Barbie doll, Uno cards, Hot Wheels, Fisher Price toy, a lot of brands like that. That sticker symbol MAT. That doesn't want to load whenever I click it. But yeah, they're down 5% after hours. And here's my main portfolio, my main growth portfolio right here. We're up 16% all time, close to an all-time high. We got some losers in here as well, of course, like Zoom, UiPath. We're down bad on some of those. Another stock someone asked, what have you been buying recently, is Progressive Corp. Progressive, the insurance company. Absolutely love this stock. Dog cheap valuation, nice special dividends, really good growth. I really like them. So yeah, these are my main growth portfolios. And by the way, on my YouTube channel, I do stock portfolio updates all the time. So if you miss anything, you can go there and see all the stocks I own there. And then I also have my Robinhood portfolio. So this right here is my main taxable account, which pretty much hit an all-time high today. But yeah, all these companies pay dividends, and all these stocks are also in the S&P 500. So all kind of like blue chip stocks. I got 5 shares of IBM. Hey, nice. Well, I guess not nice because they're down 5% right now. But didn't get more of DCTH when it was close to 11. Yo, I got some. So DCTH right here. Yeah, here's my Roth IRA as well, which is at an all-time high today. These are all the stocks that we own in here. And these are the 3 most recent purchases I did. GHM, DCTH, and TSSI. All 3 of these stocks are all worth under $600 million. And if you want to see why I bought them, literally in my most recent YouTube video, it's called 3 Stocks I Just Bought, explains it. Also, the hedge funds have kind of been loading the boat on this one right here. Same with the insiders. So yeah, I really like DCTH. Oh, by the way, DCTH, 0 debt, $60 million company, making net income every quarter, making net income on their cash because they have no debt and lots of cash and an interest. So yeah, that's what's crazy about DCTH. So why so little volume in your Roth compared to others? Yeah, man, I started my Roth IRA pretty much exactly 1 year ago. I'm trying to deposit more into my Roth IRA. And, with these new purchases, I'm hoping it's going to be a bit more growthy because I used to have a lot of like low growth companies in here, like a BRX, a REIT, but I still like that company, but probably not good for my Roth IRA. What up, Lucid? And Jace Love, what up, Jace, man? Thanks so much for the roast there, man. Yeah, let's check out ALAB, Astera Labs. Is it still a buy after the jump? Oh yeah, well look at SoFi as well. So Astera Labs, look at that. They had a nice little rally. Was there earnings? There was no earnings. It was just momentum. So yeah, I really love Astera Labs. I've kind of been talking about this one for a while, and here's why I like this one. The growth is just incredible. I mean, it's up 144% year over year. So the revenue's up like crazy, up 144%. And look at that. On that quarter, they made $31 million of net income. So this is now a profitable company. And look at this monster of a balance sheet. I mean, they got no debt at all, lots of cash, and their assets are growing every quarter. I mean, financially, everything's like really great about Astera Labs, and that's why I really like them. So Yeah. Does the homepage of Robinhood combine your Roth and reg? It does not. You kind of like click. I'm in the bottom middle, and then I'm on the left there to switch. Yeah, this is my taxable account, and then here's my Roth IRA right here. So yeah, if you want to get Robinhood, it's in the link tree in my bio. It's like the third link there for an affiliate link if you want to get it. But yeah. Oh, Apple stock. Yeah, man. Hey, I'm on an Apple device right now. Let's check this out. Actually, so here's why I like this one right here. Oh yeah, Apple just released something called Apple Care One, where you can combine like all your products into like an insurance or like Apple Care. Like you can combine all your family's iPhones and AirPods and all that, whatever. Anyway, let's go look at Apple right here. I mean, first off, huge market share for smartphones, 19% smartphone market share, and look at that. Literally half of Apple's revenue comes from their iPhone. So that's 49% of the revenue. Then they're, oops, come on, game. So, and then they're in the services revenue. This services revenue is the highest margin part of Apple. When it's like the iCloud business, and whenever you go buy something in the Apple App Store, like it cost $5 or whatever, Apple takes 30% of that as a fee, like developer fee. So high margin, like basically royalties coming in from the App Store. Then there are the Macs, the wearables, and the iPad. So yeah, and here's why Apple's a bit affected by tariffs. Did you know only 36% of Apple's revenue comes from the US? So and 25% EU. But yeah, Apple, they are showing a bit of slowing growth recently, but they are making a boatload of net income. And a lot of people are locked in the Apple ecosystem. Like if you're on an iPhone, you'll probably, the next phone you buy will probably always be an iPhone or something like that. So, yo, Chris doing work said SoFi stock. Yo, that's been one of my better performers. Check this out. I regret every share I've ever sold of SoFi, but I got 24 shares left of SoFi. And I'll give them I'll give you an analysis on them. They deserve to be doing this good. I mean, I'm shocked they almost haven't been doing even better than how they're doing right now. And here's what you got to look at. So they're a fintech. They have their own banking charter. And look at this. Their financial services revenue has shown us incredible growth. This is why the high valuation, high stock price appreciation is justified, in my opinion. Because the revenue, I mean, look at this. It's the financial services have literally doubled up 101% year over year. So incredible financial services growth. And also with the new, they stopped the student loan forgiveness, whatever, and the lending revenue is doing really good too. That's up 25% year over year. So anyway, SoFi is just a really growthy company that's also making net income every quarter. Look at this. They're literally making net income every single quarter when they used to lose net income every quarter. So people are really starting to take SoFi serious. So that's what I like about that. I need help. What's a good stock to buy? I mean, just think about stocks you know and love: Amazon, Google, Apple, Microsoft, Meta. I mean, invest in what you know. And I own a lot of those, so I might be biased. I own Amazon, I own Google, I own Meta. I love these companies. Mag 7 names. Go in the S&P 500, maybe find some stocks you like. McDonald's. I got McDonald's is one of my largest holdings. McDonald's is actually a royalty real estate company. If you go spend $100 at any McDonald's, $4 of that goes back to this parent company as a high margin royalty, near 100% margin royalty. So it's crazy. The franchise model, McDonald's has nailed it down. What's the app to view that info? Yeah, hi, Javi. This is actually a brokerage right here. If you want to get this brokerage I'm on right here, it's in the link tree in my bio. The very first link there, it's free. So yeah, let's keep going here. Greco, what's up, man? He said APB. Any thoughts? APB. Yeah, I typed that stock in. I can't find that stock, man. APB. Can't find that one, unfortunately. So, oh, Microsoft. Yeah, hey. So we looked at Apple. Let's just go look at Microsoft as well. And I saw NVIDIA. We might look at NVIDIA too. So Microsoft, I love them. So if we look at this right here, they have three main segments of revenue. Productivity and business, intelligent cloud. The intelligent cloud business has seen some very strong growth. It's up 21% year over year. But look at this net income. This is what's crazy about Microsoft. They literally make 25 billion of net income a quarter. They have a better credit rating than the U.S. government. So yeah, Microsoft is crushing it. Yeah, we'll look at NVIDIA too. All right, let's do it. Since we're looking at all the Mag 7 names. All right, we'll look at NVIDIA too. This one's also nearing an all-time high. Yo, Trapper08, thanks so much for the rose, brother. Good to see ya. So here's NVIDIA, $170 a share. I mean, just ridiculous. So look at this right here. We can see their PC GPU market share. NVIDIA has a crazy 20% GPU market share. Obviously, we know that. And did anyone hear that about that Lucid Uber deal? those Lucid cars that Uber is buying are powered by NVIDIA with their software. NVIDIA has this automotive software that's actually generating a lot of revenue for them. But honestly, here's the best part about Nvidia is this net income that they're making. I mean, you can't make this up. They're nearly making 20 billion of net income every single quarter. So they're just making this ridiculous amount of net income. So yeah, the dividend yield is a 0.02% dividend yield. So you don't get too much of a dividend on that one, but you get a nice 0.5% yield on Microsoft. Is ASML good? Yeah, ASML, I'd like them. The guidance was a little weak though. Someone said Main Street Capital. Yo, Main Street Capital, I actually own this one in my Roth IRA. This is one of the few companies, this is like dividend stock more than like a normal blue chip, but this is one of the few companies that actually pay a monthly dividend. Here, I'll show you that real quick. So type in Main Street Capital right here. Check this out. Look, they pay every single month 25 cents. And if you notice this quarter, this month they paid 30 cents. That's because that was a special dividend. They're making so much money right now that they decided to pay a special dividend. So yeah, one of the few monthly paying stocks that's literally at an all-time high right now. So it's had incredible stock price appreciation on top of the monthly dividends. And the yield is still a 4.6%. So pretty nice. All right, let's go back here. United Healthcare. Well, look, what up, Tommy? So United Healthcare, yeah, this one's in so much trouble from the government right now. And yo, J Crump, thanks so much for the rose, brother. Thank you, man. So, oh yeah, we'll look at GE Aerospace. So here's United Healthcare. The stock has fallen off a cliff because if they get accused of fraud, they will actually get kicked out of Medicare and Medicaid for 5 years. And that's roughly half the revenue. So that explains, why the PE is kind of collapsed right here. Look, the PE is a 12. Historically, that's dog cheap for this company. And if we go to the net income right here, they're printing money. I mean, if they don't get accused of fraud and everything stays the same, this is a steal of a deal. I mean, you get a near 3% dividend. They're making like, we're a customer. We literally use their OptumRx. And look at how this is growing. I mean, if we go to it on an annual basis, I mean, it's at a new record. Maybe this is why the government's not too happy with them. It's 130 billion of annual revenue for them. So crazy. Oh yeah, hey, whatever XX. If you go to the link tree in my bio, very first link there, you can get this app that I'm on right here. Gee, SoFi, I got them back when they were 13. Keep going, IDK 5 Yeah, applesauce. I would trim, but I wouldn't definitely sell out of all the shares. I was wondering, you going to buy Figma? I'm not going to. I don't like to buy the IPO before it IPOs because you get locked up. I believe you can't sell your shares for like 30 to 60 days or something. But yeah, they're going to IPO at a $13 billion market cap. Looks like it's a app software developer or something like that. So Free Luigi, SNES is locking in a deal with Disney. SNES. I want to check that one out. We'll check it out. Cenex Technology. So $21 million company, so extremely small market cap. Revenue of 400,000, losing $1 million a quarter. It's not terrible, but yeah, it's just an extremely small company. Trim, I wouldn't know how much to, maybe just sell like 5-10% of the entire position. Like if I feel like something's kind of overbought, I'll do that too. Like I sold a lot of Robinhood and SoFi because I was just up so much on them and I thought it wouldn't go higher, but then it just continues to go higher because the financials have just really impressed them. So, Rocket, Rocket Lab, or no, Rocket Company. So that's the mortgage stock. I don't know if they're the loan originator, whatever. Yeah, hey, EZK, if you want to get this app I'm on, it's actually a brokerage. Linktree in bio, very first link there. It's a free app. But anyway, here's Rocket right here, Rocket Mortgage. Yeah, let's see. Net income, it's a little choppy right now. Basically, this company is really waiting for interest rates to go to zero or for interest rates to come lower. So people will refinance their loans, and that's really going to help out Rocket Mortgage. So yeah, they also just paid out a special dividend because they were making so much money. They paid out like an 80-cent special dividend about a month, 2-3 months ago. So that's cool. Rocket Lab. So yeah, Rocket Lab. This is my favorite space company. I wouldn't buy ASTS Space Mobile. I wouldn't buy Lunar. I would buy Rocket Lab. And this one is a huge company. They have a huge backlog of orders. Like they literally have $1.5 billion of orders in backlog. And also, look at this. Space Systems revenue is 71% of the business. And this has just seen incredible growth. I mean, it's up 45% from the previous year to a new record. And they just acquired a company for $600 million. So the growth is expected to grow even more. So Rocket Lab is just super growthy. And I see why that one's at all-time highs. Yo, what up, Thunder One? And what up, Mac Hatcher? How's it going, man? What are your top 3 stocks you're looking at on your watch list right now? Huh? You know, I don't know. It'd probably be the 3. What? Oh, wait. Uh-oh, that's not good. Wait, can you hear me? Okay, I gotta go, actually. That sucks, man. Okay. Well, I thank you all for being here. I actually have to go. That sucks. Hey, if y'all want to hit the follow button, I'm gonna go live later tonight for sure. Hey, we went for 2 hours. That's strong. Hey, if you missed anything, go watch it on the YouTube replay. YouTube channel is called Nathan Robert. Please go subscribe. Yeah, hey, my mom's. Hey, you know it's bad when mom starts calling. I gotta go. See you guys. Thank you, and thank you all for y'all.